Got it. But look at him now. He's back to fucking
Well,
classic.
hold on a
Fred
second. Hold on a
Erickson.
second. Before we get going here, we're still got about 7 minutes. I just
All
want
right.
everyone to like
All
settle in. Let's do a mic check. Let's, Chad.
What is Andy already doing his closer?
Yeah.
Is it working? My input level wasn't showing up when I was going, but it sounded like it was working.
It sounds good now.
Doing good. How about me? Do I sound all right?
Yeah. Really good.
Pitch perfect.
Nice. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
lovely.
Let's just sit around and stare at each other for 6 minutes.
I mean, now if you wanted
Now
to,
All
I would
right.
say I would probably, now this is just a suggestion. If you're going to get close, Andy,
Yeah.
adjust the camera, because it was about at the top. You were cropped at your eyebrows
Right.
when you were close like that.
Okay.
So,
We should send you a better camera.
I'm gonna get one. I was gonna do it when my
well,
kid.
you know, it's not the camera's fault.
Oh, I know, but if I got one that was mounted up here, it would be better quality than the shit in this
Yes.
computer.
Also,
it would be like wanting to buy him a new window because he's got all that backlight coming through from the
Oh
sun.
yeah, that's the weed.
also, can you guys, Shaylee and Andy, can you switch to what is it, HD?
Oh yeah.
Fill
How
the
do you do that?
The
How the
reason I
heck-
had you switch last time was because we had 5, and that would actually save some room
Nice.
with Henry. Yeah, let me do that.
Well, last week we all figured it out.
Yeah.
Most of us.
I think I figured out that mine wouldn't change.
No, yours was already set
yours
that
is
way.
yours is
Oh.
good though.
Yeah, go to
Yeah.
go in there and choose HD.
In what? In the computer?
Remember we figured it out last week, Andy?
Just yell HD at it.
HD.
Andy, you want to go into the Zoom? There's
Oh, I have.
the main Zoom page that comes up. It says back to meeting, join, schedule, share. There's a little in the upper right hand
Oh, share screen.
There's a little cog or a little like a tool symbol.
It says apps.
Well, no.
I still can't believe he said in the computer. No, in the cable box.
I'm
You want to go to your video settings in Zoom.
okay.
Mine is preferences, I think.
Oh, that's off the top. That's off the top navigation. Yeah, I guess that you can do that too. So go to Zoom USA up in the upper left, and go to preferences, and then
shit.
your settings will come up.
See, I don't have any of that either.
That
Shaylee.
might be a Mac setting, Shaylee.
Oh,
You're
shit, you're
talking
right.
about all your fucking Apple bullshit.
Oh man,
All that fucking low lives.
you guys are still using square wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm actually like notably dumber than you've dealt with me before. Like I'm in the chemo, but I had a thing where I was like wrong for like 2 hours, wrong, sitting on hold wrong. And then I got on there.
Save it.
Oh, dude, we're in it, dude. We're in
Okay,
it.
I want to
now.
get
yeah.
this. I want to get this fucking camera thing figured out.
It ain't
Okay.
that ain't gonna happen.
Andy, go
Come
to
on, dude.
just
I go
Go
I
to your-
have is I don't even have like I have
It's
all your
just-
pictures here.
who
and
has a
then
PC?
I do, but I
Erickson.
don't remember how I
I'm
did
pretty
it.
You just want to
politically
find out how to
correct.
get to your settings on Zoom.
I can't remember how I did it last.
Yeah,
time.
fucking dumbass. Oh, I'm sorry, my mic's on. Okay, I don't even
Okay,
know.
up in the right hand corner of your actual screen, just your screen,
Yeah,
there should be 3 dots.
yeah, found him.
Oh yeah,
Click
yeah.
on
There you
that.
go.
Okay, mute my
And
audio,
then,
stop video, blur my background, choose virtual background. Hey,
Yeah, maybe that's it. No.
No,
no,
that's not it.
Oh,
but I
that's
don't see
not it.
anything about high def.
All right, never mind. Good job though. You followed
Yeah.
those instructions.
Well,
That was just a test to see if you're able to.
I can follow directions. I just
I don't
can't.
remember how I did it last time. I remember that it gave me an option for HD, and that's what made my Yeah, okay, Andy, I got it. Go up into the upper right hand corner, those 3 little dots.
Oh, yeah.
Click on them.
Okay.
Now click on choose virtual background.
All right.
And now when you do that, over on
I
the
got-
left, you'll
Mhm.
see a thing that says video.
Yeah. Click
Click
video.
on that.
Yep.
And now below camera, you'll see original ratio and a
Yep.
box for HD. Click on HD.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Is that better though? Is it-
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you're not the different one.
Now I'm more.
Yeah. Well, now we all have the same aspect
Ratio.
ratio.
That was easy. Good thing we started a few minutes early, you know. I know that
Right.
feels good to get
It's
to the
4 o'clock
factory.
right now. We're ready to go.
Right on fucking time.
We're not even Fred Flintstoning into work.
Nailed it.
We're already at our desk.
Oh, and speaking of, but I have something else too. I just remembered. Speaking of how professional we are, I'll find it and we'll get to it here in a little bit. I think I have some actual ad copy that we need to read for from our friends at Freeze Pipe.
Fun.
But I'll find it and we'll get to it later.
I got I mean, they're not a sponsor, but Craig, one of our favorite listeners, he sent me a few things. He sent me the waterproof golf pants, and I got home from getting my chemo bag taken off, and there was a big box on the porch, and it's like, oh fuck, what's this? You know, it's exciting, a big fucking heavy box. And I got upstairs, and it's I mean, it's something I kind of asked for, but I got two boxes. I have one open here because I was feeling a little nauseous, but I don't know if that's. You think you'd want to be able to vomit in that? I haven't worn them yet, but I think I was thinking those look like, you know, they look. I think those probably get peed on as much as in. You know, have you ever heard of those guys, the babies? It's a fetish. I can see those being
infantilism or something.
Yeah, I can see some man crawling around in those to be a baby. So I mean, it could go either way. I mean, that's not my thing, you know.
Yet.
But I have when I met the human urinal, there were some babies listed too. I didn't feel like meeting them in public, but diaper boy or whatever, diaper men, it's a thing. Chad, you've heard of it. Come on.
Well, don't rope me into this.
I think what he's trying to say is like you're an international kind of you've been around, you know.
Yeah, I guess these are
You've
like
seen some things. You probably, you know.
It says night defense, you know, so I'm not going to shit myself at night, but it's you know, it's comforting to know that I can put those on and go take my garbage out on Friday morning without having to hustle back.
to throw your feet through a couple of pairs of slacks real quick to get out.
I might take a pair wear a pair and take a pair with me just in case. And then if I'm at the garbage pail and shit myself, I can just change right out there.
Hey, do you guys remember a dude named Tiny Tim, an entertainer from the 60s, 70s? So when I worked at Chilkoot Charlie's, my band was at their last calls before I was doing the comedy and all that stuff with working in the thing. I was actually still performing there. And Duran, the general manager owner, he would always get these like crazy offers for people to come up. And, you know, sometimes it's pretty cool, man. You know, you get Seven Mary 3 was a band that came up out of nowhere. Right. And then there's some weird stuff, you know, and one of them was Tiny Tim was going to come up. He's a ukulele player that was, I guess he came about on the Tonight Show when he married Miss Vicky. Yeah. And he was long hair, you know, and he played the ukulele, left-handed, by the way, left-handed ukulele player.
Oh, like Kurt Cobain.
Yeah,
Kurt Cobain of ukulele.
And my future sister-in-law, she was a promotions director at the time, and she's like, "Shit, man, this is kind of crazy." And I go, "What?" She goes, "I got the rider for Tiny Tim." And the rider is like the requests by the artists. And usually it's things, you know, like a bottle of white wine backstage, some white towels, you know, something like that.
Well, what's Stanhope's rider? Just explain it that way. What's
Stanhope's rider is a bottle of vodka, not expensive. One lime or lemon cut up. A couple of bottles. We ask for glass bottles of Schweppes or Canada Dry soda water, and that's basically it.
Mm.
And if they balk on any of it, we just say, forget it. We'll bring our own bar.
We got it in the van anyway.
Yeah.
We just wanted to see if you guys would do it. It's fine. Thank you though.
That's
Would
all.
have cost you $12 if you would
That's
have
all
gone
stuff
out
they
and
can.
paid for
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah, it's usually stuff they got. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
Also, some little cocktail straws.
right,
Of
course.
So Tiny
Anyway.
Tim's rider, she showed it to me. She goes, check this out. And Tiny Tim was coming up to do like one set of ukulele music on the North stage. Well past any kind of prime of star quality for
Yeah.
Tiny Tim. And so his rider had all like his meal. He had a meal voucher but he insisted that it all came in like styrofoam, and that all cutlery was plastic wrapped, like in the thing you would get, at the airport or something. You just pull it from a bin. It's all wrapped with a towel in it and everything. I'm like, yeah, what's up with that? And she was like, keep reading. And then it had no less than 9 different kinds of lotion.
Wow.
Not to pick from. He wanted each one of those. And it wasn't hard to get. It wasn't like Estee Lauder or something. It was all stuff you would get at Walmart. But it was 9 things of lotion. And it also had adult diapers.
Wow.
He didn't use any metal or reusable cutlery. He had lots of lotion, and he didn't own underpants.
Yeah. Tiptoed through the fucking diaper section, huh? I think that was his big, like, I think because of that marriage and then having that song and his quirkiness, that song probably, I think it was a big hit for him. Like, but it was really
huge.
Fucking off. I mean, it was just like one of those things. If you heard it, you'd turn down the dial or something. It's fucking bad. But yeah, it sounds, it's like Stanhope's socks. We had that dream when we were on the Man Show of never having to, wear a pair of underwear or socks twice.
Yeah.
But
He
then
still
Doug
does
is,
that with the
yeah,
socks.
Doug's, likes to, throw away the socks. It is nice when you're traveling to just go, get the fuck off of me.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
Tiny Tim was the trailblazer on that.
Yeah.
I remember what he was promoting.
But he was
promoting
blazing, all right.
He was promoting an album he had just done called Rock. So it was Tiny Tim Rock, where he did covers. And after his performance, my band was on break. So I was in the office, and he sat behind the desk, and it was me and Duran and my sister-in-law. And he fucking went through like 6 or 7 songs, just sat there uncomfortable, like in a social situation. So he just did a little concert for us right there. And he'd explain a little about the song, and then he'd start singing, "Take me out to the ball game." But he was really fucking good. And then he goes, "Hey, you want to jam?" And that was like, that's my kryptonite. I don't jam. But he goes, "No, we'll just do this one thing." He came up with my band, and we did a medley of 4 songs that were all just, G, C, D, basic, 1, 4, 5. And it was so fucking crazy. I forget about that I actually played on stage with Tiny.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. And he was wearing adult diapers.
Well, yeah, that was.
So was Shaylee.
Secret safe with me, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time if he was just wearing them for the getting rid of them or whatever, that's smart. And if it was a
No
fetish
laundry
thing,
on the road.
yeah, everybody's like, "Hey man, don't you want to do laundry?" He's like, "Nope, I'm writing songs."
How long were his shows? Did he do like a Springsteen style 3-hour show with no break? And
Yeah, I don't think that wasn't. There was a time when Tommy Rocker up there spent a lot of time on stage, and we theorized that he had to be wearing adult diapers. But if you're not drinking, you can probably do a 4-hour stretch. playing a song,
sweat it out.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
if you're
seems
not
like
drinking, why are you at Coots playing music?
Yeah, it's tough.
What's the point?
it seems like you'd piss yourself like you got 2 more songs left, and that's when you piss yourself.
Or
Because you don't want to be in a wet, you know how kids get all cranky. Go, what's the matter? Do you use your pants like a toilet? This was my line. I kind of shamed my kid out of diapers. It's like, well, of course you're upset. You just dropped mud in your britches. It's upsetting. It's upsetting me. It's a bummer. Yeah, I remember. He kind of, you could make a Hennigan face out of Tiny Tim's face almost.
No.
You just had him under your roof, so his face is faded in my memory.
I'll tell you what, like, he's not the world's most attractive man, but that's probably the best picture I've ever seen.
Yeah. I'm trying to find one that's more.
He looks like Jim Neighbors back in the day.
He looks a little. He looks kind of cool in that picture.
Yeah, that's the '60s version of him.
Yeah, that ukulele, man, you can't rely on it. It can come out of the toolbox, but if that's the only tool in your box, you're not going to be making good music. I'm sorry, James Frost. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to others with the ukulele.
I am.
Check this out.
I am.
Here's Tiny Tim pre-long hair.
He looks like a classic musician in any era.
That's more Jim Neighbors right there, Andy.
Yeah,
that's country western. That's
look, we're wearing the same shirt too.
that was before autism had a name.
Yeah. Well, if he could have gotten his hands on some Invisalign braces,
I
don't think actually done all right, because you can see it right there already that it's kind of, shit's a popping in that mouth.
You can see in his brain he's thinking, I don't need to wear underpants.
Someday I'll shit myself.
This is more of the look.
Yeah.
I don't remember there being a toothbrush on that rider.
I think what happened
just shows.
I think what happened there is some drugs and fame. Or just the fame. But
Tiny Tim rocked the album. Like he covers like Highway to Hell, You Give Love a Bad Name.
I might be into listening.
I Love Rock and Roll, Rebel Yell. So we went over, we did a couple of those songs.
Wow, that would be
exciting. I saw Eddie Vedder on Eddie Vedder did a ukulele album. I don't know if you guys remember.
Was that with Hovercraft?
I mean, it was him. He was himself. I don't remember him.
He was in a band called Hovercraft, but I think that was.
No, this was like just a few years ago.
Oh.
And I saw him in St. Louis, and it was great. And he sat down with his ukulele and played songs and sang like Eddie Vedder. So it was fucking incredible. But it was also like, after a couple, you're like, all right, put the ukulele down and pick up your fucking guitar.
Yeah.
Sing some
Jeremy.
Dude,
yeah.
I paid $95.
You know what would make me, what I'd be nervous about?
Play a fucking guitar, I'm going to fucking go crazy.
Yeah, especially like Eddie Vedder, but I'm always worried when somebody's playing a ukulele that a Kazoo is coming out. And that, I mean, I've left Saturday markets. I've fled the scene of that. I can't stand the sound of a kazoo. It's like
really?
Yeah, it's like a fucking horn honking over music or something. It's just stupid. And and it always leads to stupid lyrics and buffoonery. If you call that musicianship, I call banging on a bucket the equivalent of the kazoo. But I like the bucket banging.
You like the bucket guys?
Yeah, they're all right. They keep a rhythm, but a kazoo just fucking ruins ears. What is that? Who made that noise and said, "Hey, you want to join the band?" Come on.
Well, I think the kazoo player joined the band after the lead guitarist quit right before the gig.
Wait.
Andy, it's a one-man band thing.
Do you think that there are a lot of bands with kazoo players in them?
No,
it's a kid's toy.
I think you break it out. If you're in a band, you're feeling comfortable and everybody's getting along, and you break out a kazoo, you're fucking out of the band and playing at the Saturday market on a corner, not even in a stage area.
I think that's when you realize the drugs have taken hold.
Yeah.
Picture like Fleetwood Mac in 1978. They're all coked out of their minds, and Stevie Nicks busts out a kazoo, and they're like, all right, we got to go home.
What was the fucking thing in the Jethro Tull had?
He played a flute.
Do you think they got, they probably, the rest of the band at some point was like, why did we let that flute? Fuck, man. Now we're known as that band and we suck. Sorry, Jethro Tull fans.
Except that it was his band.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
So
the
that's
guy.
why. Yeah. He ruined the
Yeah.
band. Nobody should have joined the band. It should have just been Jethro Tull at the Saturday market playing a fucking flute. I'm musically and everything ignorant right now, but I don't know. Maybe Jethro Tull rock.
Why are you ignorant?
It's the chemo. I did
Yeah.
I was on. I get my needles when the pump comes out, and then I did chemo. I sit in a chair on Tuesday, so I get notified generally on Thursday afternoon that there'll be a shipment on Friday, and I was just fucking off. That's happened every time, and then I went. I got on hold with them because I thought the needles were supposed to come on Wednesday, and they don't. And nobody told me that. And I was on hold with people, and then they were like, and then I called, come in, and it would be somebody else trying to sort it out. And I'm like, hey, I'm on the I'm on the line with the pharmacy. And okay, well, we'll call them too, and all this shit. And then the doctor says, I go, is it okay if I miss today? I go, yeah, it's okay. The doctor says just start them tomorrow. Well, they're all wrong. I was wrong. I fucking don't remember what day I was supposed to get the needles, and then I thought I was supposed to get them. So I spent like 2 hours sorting that out, and then they sent me 10 needles, which I usually get 5 at a time. I got 10, and then I realized I don't even fucking get them till, I'm not supposed to get them till tomorrow. And I made I was just that. So it's like that's the first time I really noticed that I was chemo brain stupid, like just kind of fucking don't have it, like not even mad about it, just going, huh?
Did you forget what day it was, or did you just not think of that? Or
I forgot about. I was wearing the pump, it's right around my neck, so I just kind of spaced out that part of it, I guess. I don't know.
But you forgot you had the pump on?
Well, I mean, I forgot the sequence of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I mean that's the side effect this time is
you're not really trying to explain to the three of us and our listeners.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not one for details.
It's not discernible, I mean, that time it was. That's how I measured it, is because I did that. But I think I've been doing stupid or thinking stupid for a while now. Like when I heard Ted Cruz talking about that terrible incident. I won't get political because I know one person complained. But like when I heard him say that the door was locked, I was like, that's pretty reasonable. But then you get out of the fog of chemo and you go, oh no, that's a complete fucking, that's a fucking dumbass with a dumb shit to say. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, if you find yourself agreeing with Ted Cruz, then you're definitely in the thinking stupid phase.
Yeah, like agree and go,
piece of shit that guy is.
Yeah, I didn't want to dive into that, but fucking just that guy, I'd like, how would, like, if I was interviewing him and he said, yeah, I would like fucking hit him in the head with the microphone, go answer again, faggot. Yeah, I'm not gonna get, I'm not too concerned about keeping this job, faggot. You can tell by the way he dodges questions that if you actually just like flicked him in the head and go, you pussy, he would just start fucking running. He's got to be the biggest coward on that comedy show.
Yeah. America.
Yeah.
Comedy show
where the Keystone cops can't even unlock a door for an hour. Mm-hmm. That's some fucking, like, you can't even imagine that kind of shit. Like, even if a kid made it out of that room alive, they're gonna be fucking just crazed, man. So anyway, it's not comedy.
I'm sure because of the ubiquitousness of that event, we'll loop back to it because I have thoughts as well. It's hard not to talk about something. I don't want to just revel in it. Everyone's thinking about it, but it's like such a fucking thing.
Well, like all the NBA games have opened with those guys just talking, and Stephen A. Smith, I was with him about 80% of it. But it's kind of if you have any kind of level of empathy, or you're not up in the fucking weird conspiracy shit, it's the kind of news that just fucking makes you sick about everything.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the NBA. It's interesting that Steve Kerr, who's the coach of the Golden State Warriors, was more eloquent and straightforward about it than any of our politicians on either side of the
Yeah.
aisle. So, I mean, that's how fucked we are, that, you know, our basketball coaches are really
Yeah,
the
our
go-to.
entertainers,
Right, like he would-
are coming to the rescue with
Right,
sensibility.
Yeah.
like you would grab Steve Kerr and go, "We need you in Congress tomorrow."
Totally.
And then the Warriors go to shit. Yeah, Steve Kerr, you know his story. You know, for his dad was assassinated or
Uh-huh.
was
Oh, really?
shot. Yeah, he was. I think his dad
Murdered.
was in. Maybe was I don't know what his dad did, but his dad was shot and killed when he was a youngster. So, but yeah, he had, just listening to that, it was like that's almost, you know, almost everything that needs to be said, and if that doesn't matter, then you know, like nothing matters.
Right.
You know, it's going to keep going. There's
course
nothing
it
to,
is.
it's nothing to prevent it. But
Well, Steve Kerr really hit it the nail on the head when he said that the senators would rather remain in power than do something, and they see doing nothing as their way to stay in power, and that's more important to them than solving this problem. And that to me really is the crux of it, that, you know, everything that, this is why it goes back to what we've talked about before with politics. The more it goes on, the more I think that the old Greek way or Roman way, I think it was Greek, we decided, of just random selection for Congress, like jury duty, is the way to do it, because these motherfuckers will do anything to hold on to power. And I think if you just randomly selected 535 people from the American population that were above 25 years old, you would do a better job of dealing with this situation than the 535 people we have.
right, it'd be like a jury. Yeah, exactly, like
Yeah.
a jury.
It's-
People.
I
Yeah, and you
looked
don't
it
get
up.
to hold on to power, because once you're done, you're fucking done. You do a thing and then somebody else comes in the next time. And does
Mhm.
it.
I looked it up. It's called sortition.
Yeah,
It's basically selection by lot or selection by lottery.
perfect. I'm for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people in a jury have to kind of come together and come up with some solution, or they don't come up with a solution.
That's exactly what would happen with this. They would be sitting around going, God damn it, I need to get back to my fucking house. We need to solve this problem right now. You know what? Fuck it. Let's ban AR-15s. Let's just fucking do it. I don't care. I need to get back to my
Or
job.
just make,
And then it would be done. It would, all these years of absolutely nothing being done, it would be done in 10 minutes by these people who had better shit to do than be involved in government. And, you know, hey, let's just fucking do it and go.
Yeah, because like when they get elected, like and then the next round they get reelected, and then it's further out, so they keep getting more years to each time. They don't, like, that's why Mitch McConnell would have to be like, it's pretty shaky how he even won that last round, but it doesn't matter because he's fucking in power and he can control the discussion with his fucking It's like the guy talks through a scrotum. I can't stand, like, that's one of the fucking worst sounds is Mitch McConnell. His words are upsetting, but just it's like a shitty Star Wars creature or something. Nut man. Oh, fuck. I turn it down. I don't want to hear this guy. Fucking testicle man. That's what he sounds like a guy who's talking with his mouth full of man balls.
It's all,
like
yeah.
Down his throat, and he's the words just kind of get past the balls.
He does seem like a fucking guy you'd be talking to at the Star Wars bar right before somebody came in and just blasted his head off. I agree with that. And it's
cantina.
It's also super annoying to be like patronized by someone with that voice and that southern accent. You know, when someone's like aw shucks in you, and you're like, and you're just like, you motherfucker. He's like, well, you know, we just, this is what we got to do. It's like, fuck off.
It's like, well, and this is going to be, I don't even know what this is, but it's like if somebody with a hair lip said you were stupid. and I don't mean it in that way, because I know people can be equally intelligent with a hair lip, but if somebody says you're stupid, and it makes you feel mad because it's like, fuck you, you're stupid. 'Cause
Right.
it sounds stupid. But Mitch McConnell and both him and Ted Cruz share a whiny cunt. Fucking anytime they talk, they're like, you know, it's a Ted Cruz gets like this defensive, and they're I think they're both might be like, I would not be surprised if either of them turned out to be lizard people. Because it doesn't seem like a human could put, like Ted Cruz is such an embarrassment that every time he goes someplace, somebody must say something like, fuck you, Ted, you're an embarrassment. A human wouldn't take that, but Ted Cruz soaks it in. He soaks in all the
Yeah.
abuse, and it's like you pull that off and it's a fucking lizard that doesn't get upset.
Remember that clip of Cruz? It was during the latest Supreme Court justice hearings. Ketanji Brown,
Yeah.
when she was being voted on, he like said some dumb shit about, you know, her supporting pedophiles and all this shit that was totally stupid. He knows it's stupid, but it's, you know, red meat for the dumb people that support him. And then as soon as he was done talking, and he jumped, there was a shot of him from behind where he's just on his phone fucking looking at Twitter.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And it's like, he doesn't even give a fuck.
Mhm.
Like he's
Yeah,
not
they're-
listening to the rest of this. He knew what he was doing. Like he's a fucking troll. And he
God, yeah, it's
loves
like
doing
a-
that shit.
wouldn't it
And
be
he
great
loves it. He loves it
wouldn't-
when he went right onto Twitter to watch the fucking, you know, liberals like me fucking go, what a fucking cunt this guy is. And he just loves
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. It'd be like cool. It'd be cool to have a job that you could just get a lot of money, get a lot of fucking kickback monies, money to run again, all that shit, and then just show up and do a bad skit. You know, like it'd be like Pete Davidson on Saturday Night Live. You show up, you do a bad skit, you go do some drugs, you fuck somebody, and it's just,
Yeah.
and
Having
I
these
would go
guys in-
Pete. I would get
having these
behind
guys
Pete
in
Davidson for Congress right now.
Having these guys in charge of us is, I just realized it. It's like having James Inman in charge.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like the frustration levels you feel where it's like, I don't know what I can do. I don't know how to get through to this person. Everything
Right.
I do, they flip it and they make it a thing that isn't about what we were talking about. And now
Yeah.
we're talking about something else. And I'm getting more and more pissed off and I just want to choke them. And you never get anywhere. And you just spin your
Yeah.
wheels.
It's like
end up
it's like
right where
some
you
of the
started.
tricks they talked about on Mad Men. You know, if you don't like the discussion, change the subject. And it's like, you know, it's like if you see how easily people are being played by some of these stooges and shit. I don't even feel like it's political so much as I just fucking can't stand them. And they're, you know, enough in your face. And then you find out they just make so much fucking money. I'd like to see those fucks have their boats sunk and shit like that. That's
Absolutely.
my fantasy. And it's not really political. I just want to see fucking yachts get sunk.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
I'm with
Any,
ya.
it doesn't matter if you're on Joe Manchin's yacht and you're a Republican or a Democrat. I want to see that boat go down and everybody in it.
I'm
fucking
with you.
go under.
And it doesn't have to be, and Joe Manchin's, you know, basically a Republican, but it doesn't Nancy Pelosi, I would love to see Nancy Pelosi go to some, like, you know, ritzy brunch on a fucking boat and have the boat sink with her on it and see her like having to jump off of the boat into the water.
You've
and
seen
dogs paddle around and try to figure out what to do.
She's got big
You know,
tits,
like,
so
yeah, she does have nice.
she'd be floating around a lot better
She
than you
does have a
think.
good rack.
And then
Even
people
at-
would go,
even at
"God
80
damn."
years old, she has a
Yeah.
nice rack.
Yeah, she'd float like a champ with them big tits, and they'd go, another example of how she kicks ass.
Yeah, you go, queen.
Yeah, like fucking
Go off,
80-year-old women and
queen.
shit. Like, I don't even know, do they cut people off at this age? I guess they can on jury duty, but you know, it's like fucking
You can be too old to do everything except be a member of Congress.
yeah, or the fucking
Or
Supreme Court.
the Supreme
That's
Court.
so
Or
stupid.
The
judge.
two most important jobs in the country, you can be 112.
Yeah,
No one
I think
backs
one of us needs to get a governorship because, like, I mean, I didn't notice it, and maybe things have changed, but now governors can just fucking throw down laws like that dude in Florida, just fucking fuck Disneyland. We're anti-Disney. I didn't remember governors declaring such shit back in the day.
You mean President DeSantis?
Yeah. I would I would
get used to saying it.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I don't want to say that, but
get used to saying it.
Saying
it.
Yeah.
President DeSantis.
What I meant was fund the police, Governor. Not defund. Yeah.
So these fucking guys here in Texas during this shooting, these cops didn't go into the school. How fucked up is that?
You don't want to interrupt a science project. No, it's just fucking it's insane.
Thank you, Andy. We got Chad back a little bit.
Finally.
As a person, wouldn't you? I would feel like running in there, I guess, because of the cancer or whatever. But I would feel like something had to be done if I saw that, and I would probably run in.
They were tackling parents who were trying to go in.
Yeah,
I understand you don't want a bunch of people just running in there,
but nobody going in.
But nobody's going in. So, and they can hear shots. They're hearing shots be fired, and no one's doing anything. Can you imagine the fucking frustration you would feel if you were standing outside and your kid was in there and nobody's doing
Have you seen the pictures of the SWAT team, local SWAT team? It's like police academy. It looks.
Wait, which one? There were 6.
What of the cops?
All of them. All
Police Academy movies. There were 6.
Well, not the one with Bubba Smith. Let's just say there was Bobcat Goldthwaits and little ladies, and it did not look like what they spent on, like I don't know what we all read shit or whatever, but they're supposed to have a lot of money spent towards that, and that's what they have. So somebody's making money that they're not putting into the fucking troops.
These fucking power mad bullies who become cops so that they can, take that picture with all of their fucking gear on for the, calendar, the 2022 Evalde SWAT team calendar. And that's all they give a fuck about. And then they don't realize that there actually might come a fucking moment when they need to do the thing that they've been pretending or telling everyone they were all about doing. And when that fucking moment actually came, they hopefully they had the same rider in their police contract as Tiny Tim did in Alaska, because they shit their fucking pants when it all went down. They didn't do a fucking thing about it.
Yeah, didn't they roll in tanks later or roll in some big?
They rolled up later with their assault vehicle after it was all done.
Yeah, hauled the bodies out. Yeah, it's fucking comedy breaker. Every time there's a shooting like that, it just ruins comedy for a minute, or
Well, for this podcast, but I have to get it out.
Yeah. It's look at Chad. He's so happy. I mean, he's not happy about the shooting, but he hit that freeze pipe just right.
Hey, that was a freeze bong, wasn't it?
Yeah. I freeze bonged it.
You got
is that new?
Chad, did you get I resent the copy. Did you get it? We can
yeah.
See. All right. Well, we've got it. This is exciting, folks. Issues with Andy has actually reached the next level. We've got an actual ad to read later on in the show. So
I thought he was going to read it now.
And they wanted Chad's
let's do it. Let's do it now that he's right in the happy zone from taking
your mid-roll should go in the first 20 minutes.
All right.
I'm just saying that's usually where the first mid-roll goes after the pre-roll.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, these leftist ramblings that you're hearing on Issues with Andy are brought to you by our good friends at Freeze Pipe.
I figured you guys would edit all that out.
All right. We'll let the YouTube audience do that.
I love you.
Yeah, you can fast forward.
The biggest clouds, the coldest smoke, the smoothest experience. If you enjoy smoking cannabis or CBD, but hate the throat and lung burning, then you gotta check out today's sponsor, Freeze Pipe. Freeze Pipe makes a unique line of freezable pipes, bubblers, bongs, and more, engineered to cool smoke by over 300 degrees. Freeze Pipe is your answer for the smoothest way to light up. Personal endorsement here. You guys already know my personal endorsement.
Yeah, that was perfect. And it breaks. It
You
gives
know
us
it's good when you're so high that you're reading the parentheticals.
You do half circle. Personal endorsement here, half circle. The secret is a freezable glycerin. Oh, wait, not a. The secret is freezable glycerin chambers that come on every piece. Pop one of these in the freezer for 1 hour, and as smoke passes through this icy chamber, it's instantly cooled for a dramatically smooth and chilly toke. Glycerin is a non-toxic fatty gel commonly found in food and sweeteners. It freezes quicker than water and stays frozen longer. Putting ice in your bong is one thing, but chilling smoke through a frozen glycerin chamber will change how you light up forever. With a 4.4 star rating and thousands of reviews, check out Freeze Pipe's entire line of high-quality glass at thefreezepipe.com and use code Andy for 10% off your order. That's thefreezepipe.com and code Andy for 10% off. Shop today. Your throat and lungs will thank you.
Yeah. Here we go. First sponsor.
Perfectly framed bong in the side
right
of
there in the
shot, too.
foreground.
That was well done, dude. You're a real pro.
So my kid was home. My daughter came home.
Yeah.
And she decided to come home halfway point of the chemo, which it was a good visit, but we had the cat die, which was good that she was here.
Yeah, let's build up to these. Let's build up.
Well, but I've had that cat that behind Greg there 17 years. And Mr. Squishles Bennett, Captain Bendito, he went by a lot of different names. So yeah, it was he died at home, and this is not an ad for my Airbnb, but he died at home under the bed, and I was afraid he was gonna piss himself, or whatever, but he'd stagger out and go use the litter box and drink some water and then go back. He was under the bed towards the end, and at the end, I dug the hole. I had the hole, was ready, the rock, I didn't get to the flowers, but I was all ready. And then he went out under the bed. He went into a breathing thing, and then he got all glassy eyed, and I was like, just there for him. Go, man, take me with you if you have to, brother. Yeah, that's him at the, look at, I put the orb down there, but that's kind of how it went. And I held on to him, and then Delaney took over, and then he died. And then I had a box and a blanket, and he was whisked to his grave, and I put him down there. I didn't look, and then I put some dirt down, and then I go, shit, you're sure he was dead, right? And I got a pretty good laugh. Like, because I didn't want to see what was going on, and I did just cover it with dirt so that it's like, how many cats have you seen die? Because you ever heard of
know
playing?
How to take a cat pulse?
Yeah, I think he might have been playing possum. I didn't leave him any ventilation, so by now he's definitely gone. But he stuck around. We went to the beach the day before, and I was worried he'd be dead. But he stuck around, hung out. He wanted us to be there.
Oh, wait. You, when you first said that, I was like, oh, that's nice. You took Mr. Squishles to the beach.
No.
Now I get it. No,
Yeah.
You guys went to the beach without Mr. Squishles.
Yeah.
Like, ah, fuck you.
I was
cat."
worried.
He still loved the ocean.
Yeah, it would have been easier to
smell
dig
of
his
fish.
grave. I call bullshit on almost every Western where they get down there and start scraping a grave with like a fucking or a helmet. And it's like, fuck that, man. I had to get a post hole digger out there just for a cat.
Oh yeah.
And dig down and shit. I don't know how John Wayne Gacy did it.
Did
Well,
what?
he just jammed him into his crawl space.
But didn't he?
Yeah,
He
he
they
wasn't
were-
dug
going
a
6
few.
feet down.
Wasn't he covering them though?
He dug a few, but then at the
Yeah,
end, he
okay.
was like, I don't even have any.
I mean,
Now
I
he's
took
just Tetrising them into the fucking crawl space.
I took away from the experience of burying the cat because I haven't buried anything in a while. Of just like, man, it takes it, those guys on Dateline, they really got to fucking do some work,
Kirk Fox has a really funny joke about that. And it's the idea is that's why it's always a shallow grave.
Yeah.
Like everyone has the best intention of digging like a nice deep grave so they'll never get caught. And then they're digging, they're like, you know what? This is probably
Just throw some branches.
I'm out of here.
Nobody's gonna complain. Yeah, I hear it, man. I dug for 2 days on it. I mean, that was like the most. I went for a walk with him.
What were you using? A teaspoon?
I used it. Well, I mean, like I'm a limited man.
Yeah,
right now.
he's
Like
like
that-
that.
Okay.
Like
He's
that
on
song.
light duty.
I'm sorry.
What's that song Rush had?
Sometimes you
Working
can't
Man.
forget.
I'm not. I'm like limited man.
Ugh.
The limited man. We'll get Tiny Tim to sing it.
He's talking about sticks, working man.
Well, yeah, working man. Is it
Oh, the
working man?
working man.
Well,
Oh, that's
Rush,
Rush.
had
Rush.
one about the
That's
working man
Rush, yeah.
too.
Rush.
Yeah, I think so. But
Sticks was blue collar man.
Blue
Did I-
collar man. Yeah.
that day I went for a pretty long walk with my future son-in-law and my daughter, and I didn't really think
Nice.
about being limited man. I was just walking, and it was a nice day, and so we did about 2 miles, which for me is a lot more than I've been doing on a regular. And then
Mhm.
I went and dug the grave, but I got fizzled out about halfway through. So that's
Yeah.
when I was like, I got to get a better tool, and I got the post hole digger for my man Benny, who's down there in a nice little fucking cocoon,
Wow.
rotting.
To Mr.
But-
Squishles.
Yeah, he was a
17
goddamn,
years. That's a good run, baby.
he was a goddamn champion. And
Mhm. Good for him.
the little cat I was worried that she was going to take it bad and just be moping around, but she's been out ripping balls out of the ground and murder them at it. Like she's killed 6 of them since Bennett died. So she's, we all handle grief in our own ways, and she's
Killed what? What's she
I
killed?
think they're Vols. They're like, I don't want to slander them, but they're pointy nose
Vols.
mice. Like they're
Oh.
like a mole.
it could be a mole.
Voles.
Yeah,
Gopher,
vole or a
bull,
mole, but I don't know how she fucking gets them. But she'll arrange their heads, and she disassembles them and eats part of it, and
Yeah.
then like fucking, it's pretty.
That's good then. Those
it's-
things will fuck up your yard, man. Let her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
keep
she's
going.
doing that, and yeah. So I was going to tell you this. So we went to the coast, and we went through Florence, which is. I like that town because I made out with a girl and then a track meet, and we were boyfriend, girlfriend, but she was from another town. So it's a real Romeo and Juliet.
Wait, you were a boyfriend and girlfriend during the track meet?
Yeah, just kind of, we were both done with our event, and we made out in the bleachers, and we
That's a
promised
fast
you know,
romance.
yeah, we signed off on it. We were a
Uh-huh.
couple, and then I think I saw her one more time a few years later, and there's just nothing there. But that was a good.
What was your
track meet.
event? What was your track? event?
800. I was undefeated in the 800 all
That's what I
through
ran too.
7th grade. I think maybe I didn't even run it in 8th grade. It was 7th grade. And I won every race until it mattered, the big one. And then I was a front runner. I was way ahead of everybody every race, and they never
Wait, so
caught
you
me.
did really good in all the shitty ones, and then the
Well-
invitational, you
Well,
took
no,
a
I
dive?
did the same thing, but I had people who were coached, listened to their coach or whatever.
Yeah.
I would have won any race if I would have been strategic about it, but I wouldn't listen to Mr. Phillips.
So you didn't follow instructions?
Mr. Phillips, who was our health teacher, and he went on, there are no bones in the penis. Like that was a big talk. He was like, high pitched. This wasn't in track.
I have
Were you
never heard
running
that
past him on the track when he
But
yelled at you?
no,
There are no
he-
bones in the penis.
but
What did
he was a health teacher who would, he just he had stupid shit that looking back on, it's like it doesn't matter, man.
Wait,
You know?
hold on a second, Andy. Wait a minute. He is correct.
Yeah, I know, but it's like,
100% correct.
but that's not what you need to take away from about boning chicks and stuff.
So he was doing like a grammatical thing. where
Yes,
he's like,
yeah.
"You're
It's like,
actually not boning them.
But it's like a preacher who chooses to focus on end times or ways. It's like there are no bones. It's like that's I get it. I mean, it's memorable. It's one of the only things I remember, that, and then the faces of death. And he also worked me over a few times. He didn't like I don't know if he didn't like me
Wise asses
or what I was doing, but
Mhm.
he took it. He took me down a few times, not like, like just a thump on the chest or whatever, but I was kind
not
of
like a sawdust check.
yeah, he was middle school track. I think he was middle school track coach, or yeah, anyway, I was a front runner. And I might have had a different coach than Mr. Phillips in middle school. And anyway, I was way ahead of everybody, and then these two kids fucking stayed on me and caught me. I was way ahead, and then they just fucking snapped me, and then they finished like 5 feet and 10 feet ahead. Like I got smoked in my own race. Like I was just like, I didn't think motherfuckers could come from behind. Like, what is this shit? Who are these fucking? And I think I took a break from sports for a while. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
well, once
this.
you've lost once, you should quit. I think
Yeah.
that's the lesson we've all learned.
Mhm.
Why keep
Quitting-
trying?
Yeah, quitting is, it's like gotta happen sooner or later. Gotta give up, and I mean, when you die, what's that? Quitting. Your whole life is preparing you to die.
I think dying is what happens to you, though.
But that's quitting. You
A little
gotta give
different
up.
than not finishing the
Just-
race
yeah.
or going out to practice it.
Well, there's a reason there's not a
think-
cat under my bed. He quit. He was a quitter in the end. In the end, he saw but it's not a disgraceful thing. He saw it as the only way,
Yeah.
And I joked afterwards. I said, I mean, there's one person who doesn't have a sense of humor around here, and I think we all know who that is. She's downstairs. But I said, I wonder how long we can leave the dead cat under the bed before we get a bad Airbnb complaint. Says, you're not leaving. It's like, yeah, I know I'm not leaving it under their dead for long.
You should have right then looked at your watch and said, "Oh, 0 seconds."
Yeah, he was about, I mean, I scooped him out, but it's like weird when your animal dies and then they become a corpse. It's like,
Uh-huh.
like, I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, goes quick. I hope I
Yeah.
have a better shelf life. No, I don't care. I hope I'm in a hole shortly. Well, then that would entail somebody dug a hole first. So maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
we're launching you out into the lake, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Catapult.
If those people with the Trebuchet Society call back, that'll change everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll have to build our own, which could go any direction, honestly.
Here's
I
what
mean
we
that
got going on
both
now.
literally and metaphorically.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Let's
Fit right in
just
there.
put the Henry Phillips.
Are you
grave marker in?
guys gonna do a big elaborate one for Meatwig, like bigger than a fountain?
He should get some kind of like
Yeah.
crypt or something,
Yeah,
like
like
above ground thing.
a nice water feature, so you
Yeah,
can sit
yeah,
there and think of the
something nice.
dogs
Maybe-
too, but mainly
Maybe a bench.
and a lifelike wig.
We've got
like
room for a Rooney. You know what? You can't see it on there. On
Oh, is
Henry
Rooney going
Phillips.
there?
Well, we have room
Rooney's
for him.
He's
on-
already
He's zoomed?
He's already
Is he in the
he's in a
group?
tiny box. And
Oh.
look, almost everybody has room for Rooney now because he comes in a container.
Yeah.
That-
Well, let me on the gravestone for Henry Phillips. It says Henry Phillips, and then the day he died, and it says, "See you in hell, Rooney."
Good. I like that.
I realized the other day that for some reason I just thought I'd remember where I buried my dogs. So I put no markers. So now I guess I have to find a new graveyard because otherwise I'm gonna come up on an old one.
Yeah.
Hey, did they have their collars on? Because maybe you use a metal detector.
No, they didn't ever work.
They weren't chipped. Did you
I
chip
was gonna
them?
say, you can microchip them.
Yeah, you could find them from the
Find
chip.
my iPhone.
Wow. That would be cool. Yeah. I didn't chip my cat, but if I need to, I think he's good where he is, though.
That's
Fucking
why I bury all
pretty-
my dead pets with an air tag.
Yeah. Did you I put down a blanket, a little piece of blanket for Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Squishles, because I was like, and then I put something over him so he wouldn't have the dirt on him.
Aw.
And then I just kicked dirt in all over. Yeah, it was a bummer. So we went to the coast though. We went to this town, Florence, and there's all these flags. We went in and we left that town, but there was flags from one end to the other on both sides, and it was like, shit, I wonder what's going on here. It's not, it's not Memorial Day or anything. And then we came back in and they have there's two BJ ice cream places. They're called BJ's. And I go, let's go to the BJ's downtown, because there's, it's kind of a nice downtown area or whatever. But we noticed a lot of bikers, like Mongols. I didn't see any Hell's Angels, but there were a lot of I don't want to alienate people, but they look like a lot of fucking douchebag bikers. I felt like I was in Florida and it's in Oregon, and I didn't realize that this was going to, there was a huge biker rally, and then there's a carnival. I was like, well, fuck, we're not going to get any ice cream at BJ's. So all these fucking people, but we made our way down there and a spot opened up at BJ's, and then there was a big flag. There was a Dixie flag, but in rainbow colors. So I don't know. There was a Dixie flag rainbow off this guy's bike. And he is like, so he's gay. I don't even know what gay racist, I guess. It's like looking for others because he's waving his flag. And there was also a carnival down there, which we didn't go, so it's a kind of a white trash community. And I'm apologizing to that girl I made out with in 7th grade. I'm not you, baby, just your town. It's a lot of big fucking slob like people. And it's also a nice little tourist place. But this day, it looked like a Trump rally was going to break out. There was a fucking big fat people all around, and then there are fucking a few big flags, a few hints of shit. And I didn't really know what was going on there. I found out it's the Rhododendron Festival, which I always envisioned it way different back as a kid. But and then all of a sudden, a bunch of kids come marching up. Some of them are holding stuff, but they're all in white, and it looked like I was expecting to hear "the Jews will not replace us," and that was just the Rhododendron Court or whatever, the Royal Rhododendrons, whatever the fuck they are. And then they were all around, and they were all fucking dumb, and you could hear the stupidness coming out of them. And then we went up there's a porch up there, and there's two kids that looked like they could have been extras on Deliverance. I wasn't taking any photos of anybody. I can't snap pictures of kids and go, I'm not going to jerk off to this. Your kids just look like, it looked like the kid from Gentle Ben was sitting next to the kid from Deliverance. Richie Cunningham's brother, the real one. Damn it. I can't.
Clint Howard.
Clint Howard and the kid from Deliverance. And they both had their ice cream. They're like smiling at me. And it's like, damn it. It's this, I'm glad we come down to the downtown one for sure. And then we left and we went up, and it was like just 15-20 minutes before the hate / car rally began, and we drove the parade route. So we got to see, we were like a float, and we got to see every fucking ugly fucking.
You were in the parade.
We went up the road right before the parade would be coming the other way, but the parade was just a lot of classic automobiles, I think. So it was like it's kind of good to be reminded of the small, like Chad's pretty familiar with his digs there, his hometown, and how stupid they are. And Florence wasn't my hometown, but they're of the same ilk. And it's good to be reminded I'm not that stupid.
You feel like you escaped.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm a little bit I made it.
It's like I was one of the apes in Planet of the Apes, and now I'm not. I'm one of them.
Now you're on planet Earth.
Yeah, but it's just that I want, there wasn't enough. I mean, I wouldn't have done it anyway, but it's just like, it's like if ever a time called out for spreading your ass cheeks and putting your buns in the window or out the window, that would have been, back in the day. I think somebody, if I was traveling with 4 of my friends, somebody would have had their ass out the window, and it would have been hilarious because it was a parade route.
You might have been a real racist.
Right. You could have said no, but you could have said Trump won or let's go Brandon, and it would have been hysterical. But if you had, something pro Biden or something, and then they would arrest you for exposing your balls or whatever. But yeah, it just seemed, I don't even know, but it was fucking, I might even go next year.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. The whole water.
Looks fucking charming as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't see the people. I mean, that's a nice view of it.
That's like when you see a picture of the Earth from space, you're like, oh, it looks peaceful.
No pollution.
No, it's not.
Oh, what is that going across the night sky? Is that an airplane? Oh, nope, it's a nuke. Yeah, it did. It looked like the movie. The whole thing remind us to a degree, like that town in It. Like there could be an evil clown lurking around in there or whatever. But it had kind of it did look charming, but it's just all the people, and then it's a carnival, so you got carnies and then you got bikers. So it's like, I just didn't want. I had to get back to Mr. Squishles because I could have made a day of it. Get drunk and mouth off to some of them, see what I got. Oh, the only way I'm going to get back in shape is by fighting carnies. Yeah, because once you get punched by a carny,
you can't even dig a cat's grave. You're gonna fight a carny.
Yeah,
well, that takes about equal.
Some endurance, man. They're scrappy.
Yeah, I know, but a couple of beat downs, and then I'd be serious about training. It's gonna be summer, and that means fair season. I'm gonna be.
You hire the carny to dig the cat's grave, and then you hit him from behind.
Right. Yeah,
why am I digging this cat's grave so big,
yeah.
Mr. Andrews?
I want it 5'8", just like you. 5 feet 8 inches. That's perfect.
Wait till you see this cat. Holy shit! Keep going.
I don't know. I've always been intrigued by the carny, and I got beat up. I've told that story, but I got pummeled by one. So I've always measured myself as that. I was a weak link, and I got sucker punched. But I was too drunk to have my wits about me. So there were lessons to be learned that I didn't learn, but there was I could have sat down and really gained something from that evening. Like, what all did I do wrong here? I got punched in the face, and then I went back looking for more, and I got punched in the face again, and then punched in the face a bunch more times. So I should have waited for my friends, who actually, my friend Mitch was the one who fucked that guy's girlfriend. So fuck you, Jeff Grant. You punched the wrong guy, and you should have punched Mitch because he might not have been as cool about it.
Oh man, getting your ass beat at the fair.
The first time I got punched, I was like, is this some sort of misunderstanding? Like I was that.
Wait, you try to do like, hold on, can't we just work this out? You try to
no, it's just like, what's going on, man? So I didn't have a beef with him.
Yeah, well, you were innocent. So
look at this guy. Do you think this guy, you're gonna reason with him? He's
I didn't see. I wouldn't have seen him
smoking with no shirt on. He's on the clock right there.
But he wasn't
wearing a belt and suspenders.
Yeah. Yes.
That guy doesn't imply like league official or authority, but he jumped in and chose a favorite in the, I mean, I come up and tried to throw a punch, and then I got punched. But I did, I was just too drunk, and then after I got punched, and then I was like, and then he was pissed about it, and he was like, he hit me knowing that he wanted to hit my friend. And so that was bullshit. And then I went and explained it to them, and they went looking for him.
Oh,
and then I drank some whiskey, and then I'm like, I ain't gonna let nobody fight my fights. And I found them, and I don't know where those guys went. They never were up around there. So either I told them he was in a different area or whatever. They ran off all willy-nillied. And so I've run into them, and then miss with a punch, and he was still fucking, he knew right where my face was from the previous punch.
He had you lined up.
But
There was a fist hole in it.
but you can't go into that. Like, you gotta have your head on a swivel when you're in a carnival atmosphere. Because it's like people will get involved, a carnival is a lit atmosphere. So people are already excited. And when a fight breaks out, they'll instantly choose sides. Carnival guy, like, maybe I was mouthy to him earlier because we were having fun down there.
Well, and everyone's all hopped up on elephant ears and cotton candy too.
Yeah.
That doesn't help, a couple of
Zimas
on top of that.
There's always more to the story though.
There was a kid who
Andy's like, maybe I did lip off to him earlier.
Well, I don't know.
Like, there's always more. Like if you just let Andy tell the story long enough, eventually the last layer gets revealed and you're like, oh, the story's not over yet.
Did I fuck his girlfriend too? I might have fucked his girlfriend.
Actually, you know what? I did fuck his girlfriend a couple times. That's right. Now that I think about it.
I
There's always more. Like you think the story's over and then you're like, wait a minute. And then there's a whole bunch more of the story.
I could have told him a lot more. It's like, well, you want to know about my friend who tried to trap your girlfriend in a bathroom and I intervened at my house? That you didn't punch him. And nobody punched me for banging the other. Well, I fucked a girl at my house, and she was. I don't want to name names because
no.
Wake up, Maggie. No, she was anyway. It's not Maggie. It's any name but that one. Yeah, but
okay.
It was a pretty good party.
Good cover.
It was the party where we were breaking.
Maggie Wakefield from Coos
We were
Bay.
breaking eggs on each other's heads, and my kid, like, I was just getting too drunk back then. I drank a lot of Seagrams, and then I had a party at my house when they went to like the VA or something overnight.
Wait, how did you have a party at your house with your brothers around?
They weren't. I was the
You were the
last
only one there?
standing at the end.
Okay.
And the folks were gone, so I had a bunch of friends over, and we broke eggs and fucked people. Other people, I think it was like an orgy with different rooms, or no, I don't think anybody doubled down. But I felt bad about it because it was all, like I'd stand in the kitchen, and a lot of times that's where my family. Well, my dad didn't argue. My dad would wheel away. He was off in his room being avoiding things. But David and my mom would have big arguments, and all through the years, they'd come back home and argue, and we'd be in the kitchen, and I would see those eggs up on the ceiling. Like I tried to clean it, but there was still yellow up on the splattered on the ceiling for the duration of our time there.
Did your parents smoke?
No,
because I say because you could have blamed it on that.
Yeah, that's always a good cover. Popcorn ceiling with nicotine stain.
Yeah,
there was it was a but it wasn't the one who should have got punched. It was a good, he wasn't, that guy wouldn't have been invited to I fought that guy and he became a cop. So it was like I was already into the fighting cops back, I fought the law and I won most of the one time that dude. My mom was in an event, like some middle school game or some shit. I don't even know what was going on. Maybe we were at a high school game, and I got popcorn for my mom. And before I could get it there, this guy Jeff knocks it out of my hands. So I go, all right, we're gonna fight. And that time I kicked his ass. All right. I mean, I consider myself I won that one. And then I think there was another round, unmemorable round, but I think we just didn't. He was a year under me, and then I remember chicks like going, "Oh, who's that?" After I beat him up. So that was the one thing I gained out of that. Is like I beat a weaker opponent that time, and chicks dug me. It's pretty cool. So but then when he sucker punched me, and then I was drunk and nice enough to go, "Hey man, what's up?" And then, so I mean, I think that he should have been disqualified. So I think I'm probably 3-0 if you count a disqualification against him, because you don't count having a carnival intervene. Like what kind of man lets a carny finish his fight? Pussy, I guess, or at the time.
So it sounds to me like originally in this story, you got punched, then you went back and you got punched again. Then
Yeah,
you
I
went back and you got punched. a
kept
bunch
going
of times.
back.
So
Well-
it sounds to me like an argument could be made that you
I fought two
not
dudes.
only aren't 3-0, but you actually went 0-3 that night.
Well, that night,
And you're just counting all of that.
that you don't count a fight by each individual round. And have you seen the Hagler Hagler Hearns first round of it's got to be the most brutal round of boxing ever. I don't even
it's
know.
amazing.
Yeah,
But that's not what happened. You got
No.
punched.
That's not it at all.
You're like Ted Cruz right now. You're changing the
two
subject.
combatants.
Andy treated fighting a carny like a rube would treat a carny game. They
Yeah.
would lose and then walk
Yeah.
away and go,
I'm
God
gonna
damn
win.
it.
So-
I'm gonna get that red
We'll get
star
it.
The-
out of that fucking thing. And you go back, you lose again. You're like, God damn it.
I know how to
Throwing
do it. I
The
got
little
it.
ring onto the milk
I
bottle.
know.
I know I can get it on
yes.
I know I
know.
can get it on there. One
Steady
more.
up the rope ladder.
what-
Steady. Don't
here-
spin.
Here's a fight I won that Willie, I want to say easily fight back in 5th grade when it was me and Mike Reeves and Willie versus Willie. And he fucking thumped Mike Reeves good, and then he bit off a wart and spit it. Something
What?
like that. He had
So he helped
something,
him out.
he spit, and I fucking I exited. I don't think I got Willie laid a hand on me, but I was like, whoa, and then I saw that, like his determination.
Yeah.
Like he spit, he had something on it, like he bit his own flesh and spit something. So
Oh, he bit his own.
That's
yeah, so I
biological
took off.
warfare.
Like, that's winning a fight right there. It was like,
Wait a minute.
this guy's got way
Wait a
more
minute.
going than I do.
This is all mixed up.
Wait a minute. Chad, did you just say that's biological warfare?
That's might be a freeze pipe moment. I gotta go get
Because
my
I
freeze
felt
pipe
like
in.
that was thrown out there. And
I missed
Yeah.
That was dumb. I got embarrassed.
No, that's a freeze pipe moment.
Yeah.
Use Andy code word. Yeah. So Chad, I mean, Chad would just finish he'd thumped it with, I would have bet on you, but that when somebody shows crazy, like I'm done.
If guy
not
bites
fighting
his
it.
ward off and spits it at you,
Yeah,
You
I
need to
think
get
I
out of
was
there.
more of I would only fight people if I thought I could win, and if I didn't think I could win, I would hide or chicken out.
yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah, of
like a
course.
fighter, I guess,
Not
but
an
yeah,
idiot.
yeah.
So, so you thought when you went back to the carny 2 and 3 times,
I was only
you
gonna.
thought
suck-
you had figured it out?
Well, he was
No, I was
whiskey
just-
drunk at that.
I was
point.
whiskey
That was
drunk, and I
the
thought my friends were gonna be there, and I was like, let's go kick some
But
ass,
it's easy
guys.
enough to look around and go, oh shit. Yeah.
I was
uh,
bloodied, and my friend Mitch saw it, and he was like, and he knew it was his punch. Yeah. So he went looking for him, and then there was a couple other guys, and
Andy went there like with his friends as backup, and it was like a fight club thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And
all
then
of a
I think
sudden he
Mitch Bunger-
realized there was no Brad Pitt. There was no backup. It was just him the whole time.
Yeah, I think it would have been I think they would have taken care of the problem, but I was like, I had my pride, and I was like, no, at that point, like probably 25-30 minutes after being punched in the face, I started to get mad about it.
That's what I mean
That-
about why
yeah.
it's not the same fight round 2. Marvin Hagler and
But that you could
Thomas
argue that
Hearns
wandering
did
out
not
and
have
get,
30 minutes between rounds.
but what would you do in the corner of a fight? You'd try to wipe up some of the blood and get a drink. That's what I did. I wiped the
is
blood
true.
off, and then I staggered up. So it was just kind of a long intermission, but I remember my legs telling me I was probably fucked. I like all over, stumbling into people and shit.
All
You know,
bloody and
you
angry
shouldn't-
and mumbling under your
And I was
breath.
already drunk before it happened, and then I had a pretty, I was like mad drinking.
Yeah.
And God damn it. And then and those guys were off, and like, all right. And I should have followed right behind, and it would have been a better night.
It's almost exactly the scene from Dazed and Confused when the fucking guy gets himself
The
all worked
mailbox?
up to fight Clint Bruno. And he's like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
talking to himself out in the field by himself. He's like, goddamn male monkey motherfucker, I'm gonna kick his fucking ass. He's drinking beers and he throws his beer down and he walks up and he fucking spins him around and then blasts him once in the face and then just gets his ass beat from that point forward.
But it was worth it.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Just based on the number of images that come up when I put in my Google search carnival fight. There's probably a channel on YouTube.
Oh yeah. I'll bet people nowadays go in with cameras.
Carnivals should be illegal just by the amount of fucking fight images they have here.
Some of that shit you might be getting Carnival Cruise Line fights, and you might be getting Rio de Janeiro Carnival fight.
Yeah,
that looks like it might be Brazil down there.
Yeah, that's how most fights look too. It's like one dude who's ready to throw some real serious shit. And
but I mean, look at the guy in the blue. Look at where his feet are. He's like not planted for any kind of like defense.
Yeah, that guy's gonna come across and he can.
It's almost like he's
in the
falling
face.
back.
Yeah, he's already in trouble.
Yeah.
But I saw a good one where it was just two fat guys, and in between trucks. And the guy who started the fight, and then the other guy, he shoves him back, and they're fatties. And then he pounds the other dude down there, and he puts his hat on. You see that one, Chad?
Yeah, I think I know the two truck drivers.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got it.
Yeah. That was. I don't like bad news, like global bad news, but I enjoy that local. Two fucking fatties going at it, or I don't even care what their beef is. Well, that might not be the same one.
Not the same one.
But I'm sure it's equally beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the choreography of bad fighting, especially like there was one. You see that one where it was, I think it was in another country, but there was like that over angle and two dudes just slugging it out in the alleyway, and it was they both landed some punches, but the other guy just landed a lot more. That's fun to watch. I would rather watch that than UFC fighting.
I get stuck on watching those video clips.
Mm-hmm. It's like comedy and drama.
Like backyard brawls or something?
Yeah, just fights that people film though. Like I don't really watch the ones that are set.
No. I don't want to. I don't want to
amateur one.
I don't want to look at a community as like. But I've seen a lot of like graduation hair pulling videos from a group that I was like, wait a minute. I mean, the whole group's fighting and slapping, and it's like I want to. That's why I trust big fat white guys fighting, because they're all emotional and making fools of themselves, and it's real. You can hear it. I don't like being suckered on any of that. I posted stuff before and it's like fake shit, and it's a bummer. Like, I'd like to be smarter than that. I'd like to. Shit in one hand, wish in another.
You go get on YouTube and stuff, you start going down rabbit holes and end up in weird, places you've never thought of. Somebody posted in like a local group of some kind on Facebook the other day, just some batshit crazy ranting stuff, and I was like, whoa, who the fuck is that? And I click on it, and it's like a homeless person from Denver, and then they tag all their homeless friends. I found homeless Facebook, and they're talking about mixing methamphetamine with their blood, and it was
you go down some serious rabbit holes.
That was the weirdest rabbit hole I've ever found in my entire life, and all it was just curiosity, because I was like, who the fuck is posting weird cult shit in the fucking buy sell group, or Facebook marketplace or whatever.
What's the upside of mixing meth with your own blood?
I believe what they said was creates a quantum entanglement, and
that's true.
I don't remember all the rest of it. But
so are they talking about like back flushing into the syringe or something?
Didn't Lance Armstrong do that minus the meth? Like we had some other stuff in there, but oxygen, and then you fill your, so you're getting your own blood.
Yeah, a little creatine or something.
So, and then a little mixer. But I don't know. Yeah, I would really want some pure meth for that.
Also, when you're on that much meth, it's just something to do.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
science.
You know,
checks
you're
out.
just looking for stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know, you run out.
Ran out of toasters to disassemble.
Maybe I'll give myself one last injection at the end of the, or I mean, not one, like celebrate with a fun injection instead of just
That'd be a good idea, Andy. Why don't you overdose right at the end of your chemotherapy?
That'll show them.
There will be a refund of all of the money that was
Hilarious.
kicked into the GoFundMe.
No, there won't. Don't make promises. You're
Yeah,
Nothing
that's true.
family
No, and
friendly.
I'm not going to overdose on something, but I mean, it'd be fun to like do a ketamine mixer.
well, we'll do a Patreon.
Send don't send me diapers.
Well,
No,
you
I-
don't know, Andy. You
I don't know what to
should've-
do.
You
I
should have
got
put on a pair because you might be singing a different tune.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got last time it hit me on Friday. I'm in the throes. I'm still mixing the cocktail that they put in me.
I mean, that packet depends could spell the end of this podcast.
Why is
If
that?
you don't shit your pants on the regular, we got to find some content.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I'm shitting in diaper though, that's not in my pants.
Pretty funny story though.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try them, but I do feel like it's like a creeping into that fetish neighborhood of being diaper man and having people come over and pee on me. Maybe I'll like that, you know, like maybe they're more comfortable than panties. You know, what about that? You know,
I
Not
think
that-
that it's probably more for incontinence of number one and not number two.
yeah.
Because the number
There's a
two,
little
there's
leakage.
such a cleanup.
Well,
There's a hazmat.
Oh, I know. You got to be aware that that's going. I mean,
Yeah,
how could you
That-
roll over and go back to sleep? And these are designed for nighttime use.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
you're worried, and then you go, "Oh shit, that's right. I got the pens."
I've laid in bed with cotton mouth thinking I need to get up and get a drink of water, but never shit my pants and go, oh, catch up to that in the morning. Not gonna walk down and make coffee and have breakfast. Oh, geez.
Oh, that's
somebody went poo poo. Oh, right,
Uh-oh.
right. Yeah, that's a step above the fucking hole right there. But you know, I'll bring them. They're small to medium. So sorry, Chad.
You know,
Right, you can-
unless it was an accident, I don't think I could possibly go either one. And like, you ever be in a lake and try to just go in your,
Here's the
swim trunks and without
Yeah.
whipping it out? That's even difficult.
Here's the problem.
No,
that
I
I'm-
can do that, no problem.
but
I don't
look
think
at
I
I
can
could
pee
just
in
stand
any
there and
pool.
go.
look at the problem here. Is these are you still got to pull them
What
off?
are we
of
looking
you.
at, Andy? What
Well,
is
this-
this?
Holy
is a
shit,
diaper,
those
but
are
it-
small.
But like if I had to piss in my diaper or whatever, I want to do the tape, so I can take them off like a baby and not have to
You
pull them
want to take
down
them
like
off
a.
like
Well, I think the sides are tearaway,
cut
aren't
'em.
they?
Just
I
use a
don't-
pair of scissors and get out of
No.
them.
Well, but you
You
shouldn't
want-
have to. If you're a diaper man, should you be carrying scissors? I'd like the Velcro because it's like it's a
I didn't
it's-
say
I
run
think-
with them. I said
think it's-
use them.
I think it's embarrassing to pee yourself and then to pull them down. It's just a reminder. But if you can just pluck them off and drop them off the back, you can keep walking.
Andy wants to take off.
Sir, you just dropped your dirty diaper. I'm done.
Andy wants to
Not
take
mine
off
anymore.
On
his-
his pant leg.
Yeah.
You just
Andy
put
wants
another
to
one
take
on.
His
You don't
piss
have
and
to
shit diapers off like he's checking into an NBA basketball game from the bed.
Yeah, you change- like one entails like you change diapers on a kid. If I have ones I can just pull off, I don't have to take my shoes and my pants off.
Yeah, but
I'm
you're
with ya.
you're a big
with
boy
ya.
now.
I
Well,
I'm
know.
with you.
Andy, the
So I
the
shouldn't
big
have
kid,
to act like a little man.
the big kid ones they call pull-ups.
Pull-ups, yeah.
The sides of them are they're strong, but if you give it a hard enough pull, they'll tear on the
They tear
down
away,
the
yeah.
sides.
What I want to
of it, yeah.
test is their claim of a dry shield.
I don't know if those will.
Yeah, these say dry shield, so I'm willing to wear them and field test them and go.
All right.
I don't
Again,
necessarily
Patreon.
notice. Yeah, I don't necessarily understand what the dry. I could call them up and say, "Hey, I just use your product here, and what do you mean by a dry shield? Because my nuts are all wet."
Well, I think what they're talking about, Andy, is because when my dad had incontinence, there was an issue with being wet for an extended period of
Right.
time. So
Yeah.
I want to set your expectations. here.
I disagree.
You can't pee yourself and then 17 hours later go, this dry shield is bullshit. You should actually get to a restroom.
I mean, isn't the dry shield in an adult diaper to not show it on your pants?
That too,
This-
yeah. It's
this
also
is-
to pull it
that's
away
the
from the
key.
skin.
Is you don't want everyone to know that you peed your pants.
It
so
says-
it's
it says
Andy
dry
has
shield.
waterproof pants, so he needs dry shield socks.
But okay, so here's their claim too. I mean, I don't know that it's a claim, but it says it's a 12-hour protection.
Yeah.
I say if you use them if you use it in the first 10 minutes you have it on, are you really going to go 12 hours? I'd say
No, you
yeah.
shouldn't.
So that's like, are you saying these underwear expire after 12 hours? I say they expire 12 hours after when you pee in it.
Well, I guess we got to test all this stuff out.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
I
these
will.
are all
I'll
really
get-
good questions.
Only
I'm
one
sure
way
there's
to
a
know.
Q&A site that on
Rick,
depends.
We'll bring, yeah, we'll get depends for all of us the next time we're in Panama, and we'll all sit down and we'll just start drinking, and we'll sit with our diapers on. And
Yeah.
then we'll just drink and drink and drink until the last person's sitting there.
Yeah. It sounds like a winner.
I
That
routinely
definitely I think that'll get some campers headed our way.
Hopefully drive some off.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say if we want to clear the campground out
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
non issues with Andy people.
We'll have talcum powder there.
now see now you're getting into the
Well,
the diaper
That's
boys.
and also I used that
Diaper
product and
boys.
it gave me cancer.
Oh,
There's a few
that's another
times
angle of yours.
I used talcum powder.
Did your
I didn't know.
your
I thought
mesothelioma? What is that?
Mesothelioma.
I used
Yeah,
to
did that
shake
not
it.
go through? Did they give
I,
you
I would sh- I would
decline
put it
letter?
on my chest. I would put it on my chest and up my ass and around my balls. I don't know why. I was addicted. I did it for enough that, and then find out I got cancer in the same area where I was putting the talcum powder. So it's just kind of one of
You
those
got
things
chest
that
cancer?
I'm not a lawyer
Isn't the
or a
talcum,
doctor.
cancer like ovarian cancer, Andy?
I don't know.
I think it's a
Yeah.
woman
It's
cancer.
ovarian
Yeah.
cancer.
Well, that's
they-
because a lot of
Andy's got
Traditionally-
toxic shock syndrome
traditionally
from his tampon.
there's man powder that you can get, but I didn't use that. I used the traditional talcum.
well,
So
the
I
talc was available.
while
Man
ladies
powder.
get their cancer,
Man
a man-
powder. What are you talking about? Man powder.
I think
Man
there's
powder?
some-
You mean gunpowder?
I think there's some more
The
like
only
just
powder
neutral-
a man uses is
I think
gunpowder.
there's some neutral man powder that you can put on. It's not like suggested lady powder. I
All
think
right,
you
I
can
wish
get
I
it.
had your
Non-scented.
adult
I
diapers,
used to
'cause I'm gonna
have
pee
like
my
maybe a
pants right now. I
Calvin
gotta go.
Klein shaker thing, talcum powder. So I think you guys know it was before Axe spray, where you didn't have an invisible shit. You had to shake it on yourself.
You're telling me Calvin Klein had a line of
I had
man
some,
powder?
my grandma would buy me fancy smelling stuff and talcum powder.
Yeah.
And now I have cancer. Thanks, Grandma. You drunk, you old drunk, you
Andy's
big cankled drunk.
Andy's joining the high karate class action.
Class action, high karate class action.
Yeah, like high karate. That's one of the classy brands. Brute might have had one, but I don't
Old
think
Spice definitely had one.
I think you got to be a real fancy man to have your own like talcum powder now. I think.
No,
I don't
you
think
just
it's-
use Gold Bond.
Oh, gold. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking of, the neutral one, like Gold Bond. It's just for functioning. But
The
don't
power
know.
of zinc.
we
I
use the,
got Gold Bond, big thing of Gold Bond sitting on my front porch.
Yeah,
I've been working in the yard a lot. I don't even have to go inside.
wow. See, you might get cancer, but it feels good now.
There's no talc in Gold Bond.
Not yet.
No, we don't know yet.
I was eating peanut butter and it got recalled while I'm eating.
You're eating it.
I was questioned if I had one of the jars because there's a recall that I didn't know
Yeah.
about. But two of our jars of peanut butter are involved in a recall, a third of which was almost empty. And then I put some in a different container, which I'm still eating.
Wait, if you
and-
take it out of the container and put it into a container that isn't recalled, it's still recalled.
Oh, I know, but I'm, it's like, what am I going to wait till we get more peanut butter? I just use a little bit of it. And, but I was like, I didn't think I'd be questioned about it. Like I got rid of that jar just recently and scraped some in. I got quizzed about a piece of fish that was missing this morning too. And I threw it away because it was old. It was been in there a while. And I had some French fries, but I threw away the fish. And then she's like, "Did you eat the fish?" Well, most of it. I said, "Why'd you throw some?" Man, it just happens. It's like 5 days it's been in there. I got it. Well, it's been this long.
Was it cooked?
Yeah, it was cooked. It was deep fried. And I gave,
it's bulletproof. Deep fried fish, 5 days in the fridge.
I don't know. I just felt antsy to clean out some containers.
Wow.
And also I was feeding it to my cat that died. So it's like brought back bad memories to see the uneaten portion of the fish. I was trying to give him, what he wanted at the end there. And all he wanted at the end was just to go to heaven. He's in heaven. I don't believe in heaven for people, but I think cats and dogs go to heaven and they don't mix unless they're like cool about it. But mostly they just hang out in their own areas.
It's segregated heaven, but there's like a dog door.
Yeah. Yeah, like little dogs can mix with cats or whatever. But and they live forever and they serve nobody's needs and they don't shit anymore. That'd be a problem with cat heaven.
Yeah.
Cats pissing and stuff, and eventually then
little
people are
piles of
showing up.
clouds all
Yeah,
over.
people are showing up thinking it's a meth lab. No, it's kitty heaven. Get the fuck out of here, you tweaker. But yeah, Mr. Squishles is up there in heaven looking down and going, well, actually he's looking up for now. But eventually he'll be looking down once he's all down to bone.
Wait,
I don't know. I'm just
you think your soul doesn't go up to heaven until the body's completely decomposed?
No, I saw
Worm
this.
food?
I saw the soul drifting out there through his eyes when he went. So I caught that. And then I was a pretty solid, I think I'm a pretty solid animal hospice person.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like that was a, fairly, pleasant, natural.
Yeah, it's what I wanted. I called around and I got somebody who would do in-home euthanasia, but I didn't, she left a message with me and I didn't get back to her because I was just seeing how it played out, but I had somebody I could call and go, but I kind of thought I wouldn't need it. And I was right. He was so weak that there wasn't much left. So told him
as long as he's not in pain too, it's like,
that I didn't see any signs of that. So that would have been, I would have,
it's all good.
I wouldn't have gone to the coast and got saltwater taffy at BJ's. Oh, and a dumb kid come up to me when I was, he goes, "Excuse me, sir," and he's like 18 or but he's ultra polite or whatever. "Excuse me, sir. I'm kind of new at this." He goes, "What kind of saltwater taffy do you like?"
What?
Yeah, like he wanted me to, suggest. There's fucking literally probably 100 different flavors. I said,
it's where they have the barrels all lined up. And
I said, "I like Dr. Pepper." And he goes, "All right, thanks, sir." Like, and then he went and talked to somebody else, and he had a big giant, somebody worked there.
That's a scam.
Yeah, what you want to do is just, you want to not know what you're going to bite into every time. Right. Yeah, that's smart. I would have told him that. Like, well, you pick the ones you want, because then they'll just fill a fucking bag up and you will bite into something that'll suck. I grab a few Dr. Peppers is what I told him. And he goes, "Thank you, sir." Okay, fucking get back to your rally, you dickhead. It was just quite BJ's was quite an experience. And there's a dude dishing the ice cream. We kind of lunged into the thing a little too heavy. And I was like, man, what's he doing about that beard or whatever? And it's like, just look the other way and get your ice cream. But I didn't
got his beard in the ice cream.
You guys dove in there to get my peanut butter that was put the peanut butter chocolate in back, dickhead. And he dives up there and he's got his belly up, he's kind of a bit wedged into the cooler, digging deep into the thing to get my ice cream. So I had to look past that. You know, so I talked to that kid, and then the deliverance kids were out front again, and I had ice cream too. So I was like, "Yee-hoo." And then their dad was taking pictures of up that way of them, and I was like, I didn't see him. I was like, I like ice cream. Yeah. But I don't think he thought I was just in the spirit of it with him.
Right. Yeah.
I think everybody's, I don't know. Do you really look at your kid and go, he could be on deliverance? You think he's like going to grow out of it? Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a phase, honey.
Yeah. And I'd have had him working over at the carnival, guessing weights or something. You're not making money on that kid who would be a fine specimen in front of any attraction. I mean, he lit up BJ's ice cream with his smile, his gum laden smile. I don't even like, you know, where does the kid not have permanent teeth when he's, you know, it's like he had gums where he should have permanent teeth, and they weren't.
Yeah, he probably drank
like,
too much Mountain Dew.
Well, cut some. Yeah, I think somebody needs to cut them gums so them teeth can have a place to show up. Something. It wasn't. I really wanted to get a picture of it, but it's just, you know, it's like when me and Stanhope went into that place in Kentucky. It was like, no, it's not safe. You know, it was like salt gum in the mountains, the hills of Kentucky, and it was a bunch of Bluetooth. You know, it was like scary.
Bluetooth.
Well,
Well,
like actual Bluetooth people.
yeah, like we were talking about it, and then we actually saw them, and they were all sitting in this one place, and we went in there and got like an RC cola that was in a semi cooler, and but there was hillbillies and you know, whatever. I mean, mongoloid people. They weren't, and they're all. It was like a fucking great X-Files. That X-Files where they had the family that had.
Yeah.
They lived under the floorboards. It was there
Mom
were people.
lived, yeah, the mom
Yeah.
lived under the bed with
Bed.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
if there isn't a nuclear power plant in the area, I would suggest maybe a lot of inbreeding.
yeah.
But it was yeah, it's like, you know, you just can't fucking take pictures. You know, you got to be a photographer and go, oh, I work for a magazine and doing a slice of life. You can't just go, oh, God damn it, these people are fucking amazing. Yeah. They will react. I found
Mind if I
that
take
out.
a picture of you and your family to show to my friends to laugh at?
Yeah, yeah. I did it. I learned that in the South. That I was with Stanhope and the Girls Gone Wild crew when they were going to take us to some gig, and then I end up taking a picture of a guy who is fighting, and then I end up, you know, being the centerpiece of his anger. It's like, you know, all because I took a picture. So
Yeah.
I wasn't willing to fight him neither. That's the guy I ran from. I ran, you know, I'm not a coward, but I like fighting is usually one person who's more motivated than the other. And
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it. So I'm in a
Most of the
jog.
time, that's exactly the right play, Andy. Especially
Yeah.
somebody like that, somebody who just wants to fight you for some reason. Like,
Right.
just
And he
get
would
the
have been
fuck
more
away from me.
motivated. I would have been like on defense because, you know, it's like in the
You don't have to
NBA,
fight.
anytime a team jumps out and, you know, jumps out by 20 points in the first quarter or whatever, that's how some fights go. It's like, you know, I don't want to be down 20 to somebody I didn't even know I was competing with, you know, getting fucking pummeled. And so I fucking ran, and that's what you do, you know.
Yeah.
I'll fucking I'm not the coward of the county. I walk away from trouble if I can.
Yeah.
And that
You know,
is
you know,
why
Andy,
I'm
there
not
were
a gambler.
there were blue people in
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yeah, they were in a mini mart. Couple of generations fresher, put on a fucking Nerf herder shirt or something. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Were you trying to say Tommy Hilfiger?
Yeah, I don't know. They wouldn't be in a Hilfiger. Not unless it was a fucking Value Village. Shit. I don't know. They were unique folks, and I don't even, you know.
You mean Nerf
I think
herder?
I kind of feel like, you know, we didn't even talk about it. I mean, we were both kind of nervous. It wasn't even funny. It was like, God damn it. We got to get out of here, man. We were driving around looking for those people, and then when we ran into them, we got out of there. 'Cause you don't want to like they're fun on their porches, but when they're all in one place, you're the weirdo
Yeah.
and you're out of your car. And yeah, it was like it wasn't even really it was a weird, it looked like not really a mini mart, but it was sort of a mini mart, and they also served food in there, but it wasn't really a restaurant. And then there's just people sitting all around there. It could have been like they could have been like fucking Ed Gein's annual barbecue family or something, you know. And we walk in there looking for a soda.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Can
the
I get a
main
picture?
course.
Yeah, take our picture. That's fine.
Oh my God.
We got off the politics a little bit.
I love it.
Yeah, it just set the tone with that cool read. I
Yep.
got to get up before we're done and grab my piece because I set it over there.
Go get it.
All right, I got the cold hand, so I couldn't hold on to it. Dropped it. Yeah, bullshit.
Be careful.
Chemotherapy is fucking stupid. Oh yeah.
Wearing their Nerf herder shirts.
Wasn't Nerf Herder a band?
I just looked it up. It's a band and it's a Star Wars reference. And now I want to know if Andy just said it as a fucking thing came in his head or if he knew either one of those things.
Oh, hey, Trace.
He couldn't have known it was a Star Wars reference. He hates Star Wars, although he did just watch Star Wars. So maybe that was it.
So did you know that cock ring piece was supposed to go on this?
Yes.
I didn't know what that thing was. I saw.
I explained it to you in detail when we first got them.
I just recently saw April's picture of it, and I go, "Oh, that cock ring has a purpose."
Well, you think
Is
they
it a
sent you
gasket
an
or a
extra,
bushing or something?
I thought it was just packing or something.
they sent you an
Just a clip.
O-ring and you thought that you didn't need it?
It's and you don't have to have it on those really because it seats together so well. And then if you just take it apart like that, yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't needed it, but I just didn't. When I saw that, I was like, I should. That's why I shouldn't, throw shit away without asking. Anyway. Yeah, that was a nice, cool.
For a little while, whenever I first got it, I didn't figure out how to take it on and off correctly. And when I would take it off, it would fly across the room and bounce off the wall 3 times. I'd have
Just
to
like
hunt for it.
Just
That
like a
thing was
cock
lethal.
ring.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. What I like about it, not the cock ring, but the pipe, is I'm starting to go with, I usually pack a regular bowl, and then it's like, you're not ready to take like a big bong rip. Don't pack the bowls. So it doesn't take a lot of weed on there to get a really good hit. So that's what I'm learning, getting economical.
What's with the glove, Andy?
That's to
Holding
hold the
it.
pipe, and then I ended up putting the wrong glove on. I was supposed to hold the ice pipe. I didn't want to say anything because I was singeing the thumb of the glove to hold the lighter.
Didn't even notice.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I think I didn't have this in the freezer. I had it in the fridge part because that ain't even
You
frozen.
had the bowl in the freezer.
But it's still smooth, even though it ain't completely froze.
God.
There's still some, we're still working with the technology. Do you know that you've heard the don't like drop a dime? Do you think like
Oh, dime is like
I've always-
like ratting someone out.
yeah, but I've always thought it was because that I put dimes over bowls so they don't keep burning. And then I got all these dirty dimes, but it's like, that's what I thought it meant. And then it was like, what's that have to do with tattling?
It's a payphone reference, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I drop dimes. I drop dimes all the time, and then I'll get them all gunky and shit, and I'll take them to McDonald's and get something. I'll take a soda and give them 10 singed up dimes, but I don't want to waste them.
I love that you thought everybody puts dimes over their bowl, so that's
then that
what
was
that
yeah.
colloquialism means.
He's watching Turner Classic Movies and a film noir, and look, see, I'm dropping a dime and I'm getting out of here. It's like,
Yeah,
wow,
it means you don't want people to
cover the
smoke.
bowls.
Yeah, you cover your bowls so they don't smell it.
James
And then
Cagney was down.
when you drop a dime and then somebody tattles on you, that's dropping 2 dimes. That's 20 cents, man.
Double dimes.
double diamond. But and then people, a few years back, there was I went to some weed shop and they had like dime shaped things with on a pin, and that's what that was. It's like, man, I fucking invented that with dimes. I've been doing that way before you invented that.
It's just another example of how fucking disgusting money is.
Yeah, I know it. I feel filthy handing it to people now. Cash money.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I used any. You guys, I don't use cash at all for anything.
Well, you're probably got your Amazon card and shit.
Well, you don't smoke a lot of weed, so
I just
So weed, sons.
Well, I mean, I got the chip Elon puts in you when you start working at Tesla, so I just hold my wrist up to any, just beeps.
So you're crypto. Are you? In fact,
I'm crypto.
You are.
I am crypto.
Okay, because I heard that's what is happening, that they're turning people into crypto because the coins aren't retaining value. But if you can get a human crypto, then you got as much as they'll give you. Yeah, it's like the human centipede they did on South Park. You signed up, you're a fucking slave.
Yeah, he started out with Dogecoin and now it's people coin.
Yeah. Have you found any emeralds in your asshole?
I mean, I haven't been looking.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're
can't find it if you're not looking for it.
I don't think if you made your money on an emerald mine, I don't think the idea is to put them into
but people trying to rob him. Like you may be
you don't think people are going to try to rob Elon Musk by putting emeralds up my ass?
I'm saying you might be working in an emerald mine and you just think you're going to work on.
Hey, Erickson, get over here. We need to do an emerald check.
The entire Tesla operation is a front to hide his emeralds.
Hide and distribute emeralds up people's asses.
That's why you don't want to get caught with them. If you get caught with them in your ass, you're dead, man.
But here's the thing. If you would just ask me, I probably would have put one up there for you. You didn't have to try to covertly get it.
Or I would have just put it in my pocket and walked out with it.
It's why they have it. It's why when the chicks are mixing the cocaine, they got to be naked so they don't steal it.
We're to the point now where we've seen it happen enough. There is always someone willing to look up someone else's ass.
Yeah,
that's not a deterrent. Like, look, it might be up his ass. Check. I ain't checking. There's always someone who's gonna.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was gonna do it anyway.
I had a situation I had to retract from my cat before he passed, that he was constipated. And then he had, my daughter goes, he's got some sticking out him. And then I go, all right. And I grabbed a rubber glove and I extracted it from him.
Did you put it on the right hand?
It wasn't that rubber glove, was it?
Yeah, I did. No, it was different. Good question now.
Oh, damn it.
But I had.
What was I thinking?
I had to like
that damn chemo brain. I'm so dumb.
I thought and also at that time I thought maybe that'll make a difference, but I was like, I pulled it out of him, and then I had to work at it. We with the two of us took a shit together. His last shit, it was both of us.
You shared it.
So yeah, I was glad to see it, and then I thought, well, maybe this will turn things around, but not so much. I did buy product to try to save him. I got some pills that are supposed to help with that constipation, and then a hair. It's like I spent $50
like that you could get from the regular pharmacy for a human, or
just I went to a health food or a healthier pet store, and they but it's just like going to the vet or whatever. I'm just wasting money. Yeah, I spent about $40-$50 on product that I used 2 pills out of, and I'm never going to use again. And I'm going to wear them.
They might work for you.
You got another cat, don't you?
Yeah, but it's like like the diapers. If I don't use them, I put, like, if I'm a hoarder, I'll put them away going, but I don't even want them to have a reality like, I might be wearing diapers someday. I don't want to throw these out. I'd rather get them to, you know, a guy with a kink. Like I'll have to get on. Oh no, they don't even have that community on Craigslist. But I would like go, you know, find a diaper man and go, hey man, I got some product for you. I'll just drop by your house.
I think the kink guy would be more into the pageantry of
The
a
baby
cloth
one.
nappy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There'd
I
be
don't
a
know.
whole thing
Safety
like
pins and the whole
like
thing.
they probably are tested by companies like Depends because
Yeah.
they're streamlining and
Well-
making it, you know, taking
Yeah.
away that whole.
This is
that whole
this is
thing.
the image they want. It's just a cool guy hanging out
Active.
in his pajamas,
Yeah, he's
take-
probably got
take-
a kayak
taking a
on top of
piss.
his Prius.
taking a piss right now because he's making coffee and he's just gonna take a piss and then throw that off and get in the kayak.
I love that
Yeah.
he's like 30.
Yeah.
There's not like they don't even have an old guy on there. There's
Yeah,
just,
Ah,
I know.
And I get people of all ages, but for the most part, those are
Hey, you wear these diapers, you can look like this guy too. Gramps.
yeah. You're still getting fucking sexualized, or you know, trying to. Yeah, that guy's handsome. Maybe I'll, you know, I'm looking all right. You know, standing here
I'm not
confident
doing
and
so
shit.
bad.
I don't know. I'm gonna try
advertising
that.
works, man.
I'm gonna try that whole. I'll take that picture. I'll get him. I think I got a wife beater somewhere. And I'm not talking about the poker. The blow poke, as they call it in the staircase.
What?
Yeah.
It's just for the people watching. I can't believe that show keeps going. So I don't know this guy's whole story on the staircase, but I thought it ended a couple episodes ago, and it's still going. So
And you're watching the
drama.
fictionalized version,
HBO.
right? Yeah.
HBO, yeah. It's I don't know. I mean, if it was another show, I'd bail on it. But since it's a true story, I feel like I
Pretty
gotta find
incredible
out.
story.
Does he throw another one downstairs?
I am not going to say anything. Just keep.
Yeah,
walking.
come on, man. You gotta watch it.
All right. Because then now I'm hooked. Because I don't get it. It's like this guy.
But I can tell you that the docu-series is really incredible because the guy Michael Peterson, you know, let himself be filmed over
Yeah.
years. You know, I mean, it's just insane that you would have that much access to something. So
Or
like,
that he would have that bravado that like he was like so unafraid.
well, exactly. And yeah, that
And even
that
he-
colors my opinion on his guilt or innocence, but I don't want to get into
Oh
it.
man. Well,
Yeah,
okay, all right.
watch.
Because it's like
Letting
I thought
you
it.
keep watching.
I thought once the verdict dropped, that was the last episode, and I was satisfied with that being the show.
it gets
Well,
weird.
you just keep watching it, and then
Hmm.
we'll talk about it when you're all done.
All right. Well, I guess that's my recommendation because I didn't have another one because I watched my cat die for 3 days.
that
Instead.
could be a recommendation.
It's binge worthy.
Pass to the next over the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll start off with the cat dying, and the last 8 hours were fucking weird.
All right,
This is
so
how I
here we
got
go,
here,
man.
and then go backpedal and then tell the story.
First
from
of all, let's start here. Did anybody watch any of the other people's? I was gonna watch the Chad's, but I haven't had time yet. It's on my key. It's in my Netflix.
Yeah, I've been. I've
Our
just been-
Chad's was Our Father.
Yeah, I want to see
was,
that.
Oh yeah, and then
About the guy who was a fertility expert who inseminated
yeah.
women with his own semen.
that sounds gross.
And you
I,
guys,
I have
were,
not seen that yet, but it is in my it's in my.
it was great that you guys are all like old white guys and had nothing else to do on a Sunday morning but watch the soccer games. I recommend.
Yeah,
that you
actually,
all
I did
watch.
get into
was
that.
kinda
That was fun.
fun.
I actually watched. I finally said fuck it, and I got the F1 channel on Roku or whatever. So I actually watched F1 in Spain live over the weekend and was fucking dog shit tired the whole weekend because I got up early and stayed up. But there was premiere was exciting. It always is on that.
Yeah,
I
I had a
forget
lot-
about it until you remind me every year.
I had a lot of Burnley friends over.
Yeah,
And,
well, they're fucked. Fuck them.
That was why I was watching it, is to go, okay, Ericsson's rooting against Burnley, and Burnley had a little momentum for a second, and
Yeah.
but they are shit, and they
It
deserve
got
to be kicked
exciting at the top too because Manchester City was losing, and then they scored 3 goals right at the end, and you know they won it. So
It's
that
hard to
was-
follow that because everything's on it. I mean, like Chad said, there's no red zone.
There
So
is-
you got to go find these channels are hard to find too. There's
Yeah,
tennis,
Peacock,
it's-
USA Today.
I think Tennis
is.
Channel was one of
They
the
should
channels.
have one too, because during the Champions League games that are on Paramount, which I believe is affiliated with Fox, they do what's called the Golazzo show, Golazo, which is basically soccer red zone. They just jump you from game to game.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
There's always like 8
Yeah.
games happening at once.
That
And when they switch you to a game, you already know something's about to happen. They don't do it like red zone where it's live. It's always like, oh, this happened a minute ago and they're about to show you a goal.
That's
But that
enough
would be
sometimes,
helpful.
though.
That would be helpful on the last day for the Premier League for sure.
even if they just, I mean, I guess there's a strategic reason for starting them all at the same time, so
Yes,
they can't find out.
you don't want to know what any other team did.
Mhm.
There was a case back in the World Cup by 50 years ago or 60 years ago, where they didn't play all of the last games for qualifying at the same time. So two teams were playing and they both knew that they would both advance if they tied. And if one of them won, the other one wouldn't advance. So they knew they'd both advance if they tied, and they didn't do anything. They kicked the ball around the middle. They
For a
never
0-0.
tried.
Really?
They literally didn't try to score at all. And then that's when
Wow.
they decided, well, we can't do this anymore.
They couldn't even put on a 2-2
They
tie.
didn't even attempt. They didn't make. Well, but this was, I don't know how many years ago it was. But anyway, that's why they do that, so that everyone has to play. No one knows what the.
I was going to
other team
suggest a
is looking.
15-minute interval
But-
so that you can.
But you do have to admit, after watching a little bit of it, that relegating the bottom 3 teams in a league is badass.
It's great.
Instead of giving a team who sucks, who's trying to lose so they get the best player the next year, fuck that. If you lose, you're out of the league. Fuck you. You suck.
That is the worst part of it, that
Yeah.
they get to choose, because
get to choose.
they've done that. Teams have done, well, not
Oh,
the
of
teams,
course.
but the managers have done that, where they've done the total major league or whatever.
Yeah.
If,
But watching Leeds, go crazy at the end of their game because they finished in 17th place is pretty incredible.
So they would have been the team eliminated if Burnley won.
Right. It
Okay.
came down between those
and
two
that helped
teams.
Everton stay out too.
Well, Everton
They
had
secured
already,
it before that. Yeah,
yeah,
but it was
Everton
very
had
close.
won. Everton won on Thursday, which gave them enough points to
Yeah,
be ahead no matter
which was
what.
exciting, because
fucking
then
great.
going into that weekend, it didn't matter as much. But I mean, Tracy was fucking pins and needles.
Thursday was crazy. Tracy and I were texting back and forth watching that game. That was a really incredible game too. So
I learned that Premier League is also the name of Indian cricket on the same exact day as the other one, because I was watching like, oh, here's another one, and I click and no, this is not the same thing.
That's
I
funny.
did watch a YouTube like explanation of cricket that was like, I'll give it a minute, and it was fucking really good. I'll find out what it is and post
That
it
would
to you
be
guys
good
if you want to know, because
sort of
it is
understand
it is like soccer. The only reason I even got into soccer was because Brett Erickson here was patient enough to explain it and not go, yeah, I don't know, either you like it or you don't, or whatever,
dumb
or this
chicks.
stupid fucking thing. It once it was explained to me in like 5 minutes, it made sense. And then, I became a fan after watching a couple World Cups, but it is one of those things. And the cricket, I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
And it is actually pretty interesting. I don't know about 3-day long games,
Yeah,
but it is. I have no idea what was happening. Just like not knowing why the clock never stops and it's always going up in
Right.
soccer. It's so easy to explain that, but I never asked the question and no one explained it for, I don't know, 48
Right.
years of my life.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
we can go into cricket. Maybe we're good at cricket.
It's
Could
pretty
be.
interesting.
Yeah.
We get an Issues with Andy cricket team going. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
it'd be
Well, we could buy one in India.
awesome.
40 cents a day.
Well, yeah.
Sponsor a Mumbai cricket.
We'll sell some merch, and
Absolutely.
we'll sell some stickers and some shirts. and we'll buy an Indian.
All
So
right,
Andy's suggestion was what?
the staircase.
Staircase again.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
Good for you. Yeah, I'm powering through a thing on Hulu called Under the Banner of Heaven, but I can't recommend it because I keep falling asleep during it. And I think it's because I just get up so early and then I just fall asleep like immediately when I start watching TV, because it actually is pretty good. And I think, but my recommendation, probably a lot of people have already seen this already, and I haven't even seen it yet, but I've seen some clips and I'm waiting to enjoy
Oh,
it.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Do you? Do you know that I'm going to say the George Carlin documentary? on-
Yeah,
That was on my list too.
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
mean-
waiting to see it when on the other side of chemo. So I
Yeah,
can fully
he's-
enjoy it.
I mean, he is, in my opinion, he's always been the best. He's better than Richard Pryor. He's better than Lenny Bruce. He's the #1 guy. He was always good. He went through all these different phases. When he got into the 80s, the late 80s, when he got really, political and became a kind of a social philosopher, that's when it really, like, that to me is what made me interested in stand-up comedy. I can't wait to dive into this thing, because you see these clips of him, the stuff that he said 15, 20 years ago, that's still so relevant
Oh,
today.
yeah, it's still
It's
on point.
amazing that that somebody can have predicted what the situation was going to be like and have fucking nailed it that accurately, and also been that funny. When you talk about his take on environmentalism, when he talks about saving the planet and how the planet's fine, the people are fucked, but the planet's fine. Like, that moment right there is just, I mean, that's it.
When I got to Fairbanks, Alaska, when I was a kid in the Army, went into the record store to buy some cassette tapes, and on the billboard there said George Carlin coming like in a week or whatever, and I immediately bought 3 tickets and just found dudes at the barracks to go with me, and got to see George Carlin. It was early 90s.
Wow. Yeah.
What year was that, Chad?
Had to be 93.
95?
Oh
93.
man, that's right in the fucking zone too, dude.
Because he came up when I was producing shows up at Coots for comedy. Hedberg was up, and we went backstage to Carlin at the big event center out there. And I remember we were standing at the backstage door, and someone came out and they go, "Yeah, only one of you." So then Hedberg went in and actually was on side of the stage watching Carlin, and because he was invited, and watched him. And it was fucking awesome, because he's such a legend. And then years later, after Mitch had passed, I remember hearing him on a radio show, and asked the person asked George Carlin who he thought was a up and coming comic, and he mentioned Mitch Hedberg.
Oh man,
Yeah,
wow.
it's really fucking cool.
Badass.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's I remember just like Carlin from hearing that 7 words thing. It was like, that was
7
pitched around
billion.
from, it was like all of a sudden my friends were doing that or talking about that, and listening to. So I listened to his record was probably the first comedy album I really listened to.
He did all of it. He went from, he was the silly, he did silly shit. He did the observational stuff that
Clean cut.
I mean,
Believe
he did observational stuff that was really above like even the Seinfeld level of observational humor. When he did that A Place for Your Stuff, when he talked about how like, oh, your shit is stuff, but everyone else's stuff is shit. Like, and just all of that, like, you get a little place for your stuff, and then when you go to the beach, you got an even smaller place, just your wallet and a comb and your, like, it's just, it was mind-blowing. And then to go into the 7 words you can't say on TV, and then to morph it into like social commentary, and then to become the curmudgeonly old bastard who, I kind of like it when a lot of people die.
Yeah.
Like, you were all diseased. I mean, it was just it was a beautiful thing to watch. I wish he was still around.
His last special was about like well, one of the things is like, how soon after somebody dies can you cross them out in your book? It was like I sat down and watched that with my daughter, and she laughed. It was like a bonding thing. It was one of the first, it was probably the first comedian thing she ever watched, and she was laughing at the dark stuff.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and that was probably one of his darker ones too.
Oh yeah, he got really, he went there.
Oh, what torture Andy putting his daughter through listening to that bit.
What
about crossing people off your list after they're dead.
Well, I mean, she laughs when I said, I hope you're right on the Cappy.
Right.
And
you put on a brave face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at this picture of George Carlin.
Crazy.
He was so fucking good, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know how long that stays on the HBO thing, but I just wanted to get on the other side of my chemo and sit and watch both of them back to back. And I know I'm going to love it.
You have to do it during one of your week off of chemo because.
Yeah. This is the first time we've been in the throes of it. And in fact, when I got home from having my pump removed, it was like 1 o'clock and I go, I got a little time to nap. And I woke up at 3. So
right on.
Fucking, it's a fucking sleepy thing.
Yeah.
That's all.
You're doing great, dude. You're more
I'm
than
going to survive. I feel like
slope.
I got 5 more times that I sit in the chair.
Right.
And 30 some needles, but
no problem.
Dude. It's getting.
Who knows when those needles will get there?
It's winding down. I'll be done with it, and then I'll be like, get a fucking,
hit by a bus.
There'll be a fucking another pandemic or monkeypox is coming, something. I mean, yeah. Or I'm like, what's that? Beetlejuice. I'm like, I've already fallen. I'm already dead, and I can't really leave here. I start to leave.
You're in limbo.
Yeah, I try to leave here, and it turns into the dunes.
Yeah.
Everybody
dunes. That comes to your Airbnb has to say Andy 3 times, and then you'll just appear in the room.
That's possibly true.
Wearing a Depends diaper and nothing else.
Use passcode Andy to get out.
Well, I'll go next because I want to get going here. So, Erickson, you said you've been falling asleep during Under the Banner of Heaven. My recommendation is something that will help you go to sleep. It's Art Bell's Midnight in the Desert on YouTube. And I put it on at night, take an edible, and just listen to just wackos talk about just paranormal and conspiracy stuff. But Art Bell's voice is like soothing.
Yeah.
I'm Art Bell is if you don't know who he is, look it up, but he's no longer alive. But that would be the one thing that was always on at night driving cross country.
Absolutely.
Either shit your fucking country stations, or if you're close to the border, you hear like Mexican music or Art Bell.
I wonder how many people he put to sleep on the road and into that, because he had a really, like you said, a soothing voice.
Yeah,
but it was always like 3 a.m. You're just hanging on, trying to get to a town, and the soothing voice of Art Bell's all you can get.
I mean, it's a thing where like we take it for granted, we forget. It wasn't very long ago where we didn't have the luxury of satellite radio or podcast, or even something you could play without it being a cassette player or something, where you were at the mercy of whatever the fuck was going on from a little tiny little, here's his little thing in Pahrump, Nevada.
Oh, is that where he's at? What was that? Pahrump?
From the high desert.
Yeah. I didn't know.
That used to be on when I would we had one vehicle and Jenny was working night shift. I'd have to go to pick her up at like 3 a.m. and I'd just sit out in the radio and listen to that on the radio. So not long ago, I was like, I want to listen to that just for nostalgia, but I didn't know what it was called. I thought it was Coast to Coast. So
there's a bunch of them. He was going back and forth.
Well, Coast to Coast was the name of the show.
Yeah.
The YouTube thing is a compilation, I'm sure, because Coast to Coast is still going on with George Norrie.
There's different,
but he's not as good as Art Bell.
When he quit, there were other people that stepped in and kept going and stuff. There's a whole thing. The Wikipedia is crazy. And he eventually stopped doing the whatever he did near the end. I don't know if it was this one, Midnight in the Desert, or there was another one, but he did it because he felt people were firing off guns near his house, and he was
he went a little
afraid of
crazy.
his family. And then there was a weird thing
Oh,
where
man.
like his wife of 15 years died, and then
I hope
4
there's a
months
movie.
later, he married a Filipino, and
Yeah, he was
went
big
to
in the
Manila.
Philippines. He liked to
Yeah.
go to the Philippines and get his wives there. He's a weird guy.
I would think Art
Oh,
Bell deserves a
check it
movie.
out.
Yeah. All right.
That's pretty good.
I'd watch a doc on him for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll listen to that. Mine is a real quick one, easy one. YouTube channel called Jason Miller Outdoors. And it's a guy who lives in this area, all the mountains that surround Bisbee and this whole area. This guy hikes them and puts trail cameras up all over the
Oh,
place.
shit. Cool.
And he gets pictures of ocelots, bear, just about everything that is in this country, in this area, he gets
Wow.
footage of. So
I mean, it's
if you ever wanna
crazy. He's
see-
like, he's got good spots because I watch
Yes.
trail cam videos.
oh man,
This
yeah.
he gets a fucking bear that is like hanging out as if the bear knows the camera's there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
wallowing in a mud puddle, and then scratching his back. It's like, fuck, dude, this guy's out there.
And if people think that Arizona is a desert, you can see there's a lot of mountainous area with a lot of animals, and the
Yeah, I
fact that
didn't
there
know.
are some jaguar and ocelots
Wow.
in these mountains right up behind
fuck.
me
Uh-huh.
is pretty amazing. He caught a jaguar on here yet, but there have been sightings of them. But he
That's
catches
crazy.
ocelots, and it's just amazing. Anyway, I thought
Hey-
people might enjoy
Hey,
that.
Chad, I got a
Jaguar.
question.
Check that
I got a
out.
question, Chad. Like this obviously is a black bear, and since this guy is up in southern Arizona, is this a black bear? Can they be
Yes.
brown?
All black bears all bears in Arizona are black bears, and a
Even
lot
if
of
it's
them
this
are,
color brown,
a
this
lot
auburn.
of them are brown. Yes.
Wow.
Yep. No brown bears here.
Yeah,
All-
spirit animals. Chad is our bear. I saw it. I still remember him staring down that grizzly.
Yeah.
That means something else in other communities, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dad's our bear and Andy's our bottom.
he's
Thanks
not
for
a
watching, everybody.
he's
You
not a
find my
bear in the
friend
diaper
Liz, man.
community.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I
All
forget.
right.
I forget. All right.
Put your glove on. Show's over.
Yeah. Where'd I throw it?
Oh shit.
I gotta
All
drop
right,
some.
guys.
I gotta drop some dimes.
Oh fuck. Yeah. So there it is. You can see what's behind Shaylee's head. Support Issues with Andy on our Patreon. Join our Patreon. And it's really cheap. It's only $5 a month, and you get all of these shows on there, and then some of the other fun stuff we do. And it would be really a great idea. Yes. And what else? Andy's Venmo is Andy-Andrus. You can send him
Andrew dash. Andrew.
Yeah, and I still have merch.
Andrew
If anyone's
Dash.
interested, I got t-shirts and stickers. Helps keep me in the green while I'm in the chemo.
Yeah.
And not money, I mean drugs. Not drugs, I mean marijuana.
Medicine.
Right on.
Medicine. It is. It's like aftercare medicine.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
the better it is, the better I feel, and the better our international presentation can be.
That's it. And we love you guys. Thanks for being out there. You guys are the best. And like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Tell a friend. And that's it. We do the same shit every week. It's really ridiculous and stupid, but thanks to you guys, we get to do it, and we love you for it. So we'll see you next time. Peace.
And
Dude, when you fucking said that you put the glove on your wrong hand, and then I thought back to watching you do that. Oh my god.
yeah, stupid. See, that's what I'm up against. I'm drunk dumb when I'm sober.